for the rebellion. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary political, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary political, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud. My yegun na wa mo la mo do. My yegun diary, my yegun number one.
Hello there. Let me show you something.
Àti nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ìgbà náà sun èèyàn mọ́ ẹ̀ràn bẹ́rẹ̀ àgàndẹ́ni tí wọ́n sun ó olú àmì tí wọ́n sọ ẹ̀rọ sẹ́yìn pé jẹ́ kí báyìí lára orin sùn láì mọ́ rí wọ́n gbé tó ń gba ẹni tó ní ilé àti àwọn fáàmì ìyàwó ẹ̀ nígbà tó jẹ́ kí wọ́n kó ní ìlú ìjọba pé sílì iná nígbà táàmì yẹn kò sẹ́lẹ̀bẹ̀ níbi everybody lọ sí ìdẹ́kùbẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ everybody sílì oríṣi mj náà ń wá àwọn ìjọba náà ń wá but I can't go sàn tí wọ́n ṣẹlẹ̀ rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ àwọn inú àwọn most of these people wá padà sí abúlé nígbà tó bá wọ ìlọsíwájú bẹ̀rẹ̀ ilé kan rẹ̀ pé àmọ́ lálọ́run ní ọbí ṣe kí ló ń gbé nígbè tàbí bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ilé wọn ti sún ìdílé pọ̀tù wọn ti sún ojúlùdí ti di tí àmì yìí ilé ti pé ó ti pẹ́ ní ẹbí nímọ̀gbà ilé tàṣù pé ibi ṣe lójú ẹ̀ àkàgbàdo ọjà chop pẹ̀lú sọ àwọn nǹkan ènìyàn.
Ìgbà tó bá di lóru ló bá tó ń ka aago 8 tí wọ́n sọ fún wa pé àwọn Fúlàní ti já àwọn àdúgbò àwọn ọjà arélàwọ̀ àtẹ̀fùpà àwọn ọmọ bẹ̀lẹ́dẹ̀ wa àwọn Fúlàní pé ká máa lọ káká àwọn ọmọ ká máa lọ a ò tí ì di àfọ̀nbẹ̀rẹ̀ nìbọn wá ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ń yìnbọn kódà àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tí a ní a ò lè mú nǹkan fún aṣọ nìkan ìṣó làwa òbí náà láró sí lára láfikún àwọn ọmọ wa ìgbà tá a wá dé wọ́n pè wá pé wọ́n ti fi gbogbo ìlà ọba nǹkan àti jíjà àti mímu afọ àwọn ènìyàn tó gbé wọn papọ̀ sí àṣẹ kò sí nǹkan pẹ̀lú.
ní táàmù yẹn wọ́n ní pé wọ́n set committee pé àwọn compensate gbogbo àwọn tí nǹkan ṣe sí lẹ́yìn palliative tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì gbé wa láti gbà yẹn àìrí anything tàfẹ́ àwọn ìdìbò kan wọ́n fún àwọn tí nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwọn tí ò ní bàbá tí ò ní ìgbìmọ̀ fún ọláṣọ wọ́n fún ọláṣọ wọ́n fún láwọn kankan díẹ̀díẹ̀ àwọn náà wá tí wọ́n fún ọ ní bí rédíò àwọn kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ àwọn ìjìnlẹ̀ tó ṣe àwọn nǹkan yẹn but gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì fún rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn palliative tí wọ́n gbé wá fún àwọn èèyàn yẹn bí ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì láti ègbè láti gbà yẹn.
wọ́n gbé oúnjẹ yẹn wá pọ̀ wọ́n wá ha fún wa ṣé ibi yé bẹ́ẹ̀.
wọ́n gbé báàgì méjì wá.
olómọ́tò ní lóòdù rẹ̀ sí o wọ́n wá pé fún wa wọ́n ń fún ẹnìkankan ní méjì kéékèèké ní báàgì yẹn.
ẹgbẹ́ ìlú náà wá.
méjì.
àtìgbà yẹn wọ́n wá.
àtúrò nǹkan.
àwọn Fúlàní ni wọn ò kó ẹran wá rárá wọ́n kàn wà ẹ̀rá torí ìjọ yẹn ẹ̀rọ̀ṣẹ̀ wá fún èfúrèfú láti ní ìgbèrò ní wọ́n àtàkì gbèrò bí èmi ó máa di ọjọ́ kejì ẹ̀rọ kọ̀mọ̀dà wá lọ́sẹ̀ ń lọ ọdẹ ẹ̀ńkẹ́ nìkan ní ìgbà lọ́sẹ̀ ń gbé ìgbà àwọn pé wọ́n láàfin àwọn ọmọ àtúndẹ̀ sí ìlú ìgbà àyàfáà èyí ní ìgbà bíi 7 o'clock lọ ajẹ́ pé wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sílé wọ́n ti ń pààyàn oríṣiríṣi wọ́n ò kó ẹran wá òṣìṣẹ́ ní tiwa wọ́n kàn wá attack.
ọjọ́ kẹẹ̀ẹ́dógún là padà wọ́n pààyàn sínú ilé yẹn tí wọ́n sun máa ní ìbéèrè òun ló wà níbi ẹ̀fẹ̀ náà.
àṣẹ ní tì láì pé ní ọdún kẹta tí wọ́n máa gba àgbàgbà àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n máa gba gbogbo àwọn èèyàn jẹ́ lẹ́ka ẹni wọ́n máa rèpù àwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa pààyàn tẹ́lẹ̀ lóye bíbi pé àwọn ìfẹ́ wọn mọ̀ pé okùn àwọn onígbà yìí àwọn ń sin ẹrẹ ní àjọ nípa àwọn kò lè dọ́gba nígbà tí pé àbàrí tí àwọn ń gbìn wọ́n á já àbá wọn fún àwọn ẹran wọn pé àwọn ilé lẹ́yìn ìgbà wọn afẹ́ yíyà lọ́sẹ̀ wa wá ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n wá ṣe àdọ̀gbẹ́ sí ìjàgbẹ́ sẹ́nìtì nígbà blue time àti ìgbà ṣẹlẹ̀ kò sáàbẹ̀ tí ní ìlú ìmọ̀ ẹgbẹ̀dì wọ́n sálà fún ẹ̀mí wọn so akọ́ sí à ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ adéǹkà sí à ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ àmú ìlú àti àpàdà sí Nàìjíríà ilé ẹjọ́ nílé ìsìn sí àgbẹ̀gbẹ̀rẹ̀ ní gbéńgbé tó ní ibi tí àwọ̀ yìí torí ẹni tí wọ́n pa yìí rájọ ní ilé ẹ̀ nígbà ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn sílẹ̀ wọ́n sára sí ibà ìbí ìtàní tí kò lè sáré dáadáa ni ó jẹ́ wọ́n ṣàkàmọ́ ibà ìbí ní tí wọ́n ti pa lágàdá ní tí wọ́n sọ díẹ̀ kan lọ́gbọ́n náà rí ìbọ̀lẹ̀ gan ní ẹ̀sẹ̀ wọ́n tó di dé extent tó pé díẹ̀ kéré báyìí wọ́n rí ti bọ̀lẹ̀ bẹ́lẹ̀gàdá ní ọ̀gọ̀gàn lélẹ̀.
àṣà ni mo wà kọ̀dá táwọn ìjọba wa ṣe fún wa ní Yorùbá north kò sómi ní ẹ̀kú sí anything wọ́n kàn wá ń parọ́ fún wa wọ́n ń lọ wọ́n ń parọ́ fún wa wọ́n ń lọ.
Thank you very much for watching. That was the team of the Yoruba Union that traveled from Nigeria to Benin Republic. It was a journey. So when they got to Benin Republic, they told them that, oh, some of the refugees you are looking for, they have moved back to Nigeria. And they have moved back to a place called Asha, so in Yhey North of Ogun State. So they have to return back to start tracking and tracing them, and eventually we met with them. That's a glimpse of what we did in the last 24 hours. You see, we have that similar scenario that is going to take place in over 100 places, 100 schools across Yoruba land. We pull our resources together here and we decided to reach out to the victims of one Nigeria. You are going to hear more of their stories. That's what we are doing. We'll bring more of their stories straight to you. We are going to tell them that there is something better than what Nigeria is offering. And we're going to do all of this by what? By meeting every one of them in Yoruba land, every Yoruba in their own different domain. And that is why it is an insult for any Olori Buruku somebody to turn around and claim that thiefnubu or APC have the interest of the Yoruba people at heart. And you know something, talking about the Yoruba Nation and that, today, these people were arrested in Lagos. Let me see if I still have the clip. Yeah, I do. So they are members of Ilano Omo Odua. Ilano Odua's Yoruba Nation agitators. So they received a command that they should occupy, right? Because, you know, after declaration, what you go to next is going to be occupation. So they are grouping to start a daily sit-out, something that they believe is going to be their own way of protesting their disinterest in Nigeria, demanding for a referendum. They didn't commit any crime. But in Ikeja, they went there with their food, with their generator, with their, you know, and other stuff. And as they were getting there, the police rounded them up. But do you know what actually is alarming? I'll tell you. These guys have committed no crime. They've done nothing. They've not disrupted anybody. But yeah, they are Yorubas in Yoruba land, in thiefnubu's Lagos. Do you know those who are telling the police to call them terrorists? Right now, they are the thiefnubu Lagos Abobakus. That's what they do. And then you know what is called reverse psychology? They also love to use that too. For 7 straight years, the Yorubas are bleeding under the terrorism of Fulanis in Yoruba, in Nigeria. The likes of thiefnubu and their foot soldiers were living in denial, even when so many of them are victims of all these atrocities, insecurity. So they denied the Yorubas because they are sucking the breast of Buhari, hoping that one day he is going to come back and hand the power over, hand the power over to them. So for 7.5 years, they have been throwing Yorubas under the bus, all because of what they want to get from Nigeria. Now, their election is just about 20 days away. The Yorubas who have committed no real crime, the same Yorubas following thiefnubu are asking Nigeria to call them terrorists. Yorubas are not interested in any Yoruba nation for now. But guess what? they are indeed going to still go back to the same Yorubas they are calling terrorists because of power in Nigeria. They're going to go back to them in the next few days. When every other move is not working, then they will now look for some of their APC, Egbekegbe member, okay, and some of their thiefnubu sympathizers in the Yoruba Nation advocacy. We know them, and we know why there has been so much division because of this same thiefnubu. So what do you think is going to take them by giving them money to stage their own protest? And this time around, police won't touch them, nobody will touch them, and they will say, because if they don't approve thiefnubu, if Buhari continue to sabotage thiefnubu, they are already playing the reverse psychology. They are saying that the Hausa Fulanis are planning to stage a government, what they call the Interim National Government, by creating crisis. There will be no election. The same thing they did to Awolowo, same thing they did to Abiola. They are about to do it to Tinubu. Are you Yorubas going to accept? What is the business of Yorubas with thiefnubu and his friends from the Sahel? What's other than their usual one Nigeria business? What is Yoruba's business with the business that thiefnubu had there with APC, the jihadist of CPC? It is called reverse psychology. The Fulanis are going to use you against your brother. Who is your brother? Because of election, thiefnubu is now my brother. thiefnubu is now a Yoruba. Abi, now anything they do to thiefnubu, it's an indirect thing they are doing to Yorubas. So Yorubas should unite behind thiefnubu. All of these push are coming soon. And that is why the people that are calling Yorubas terrorists for asking for Yoruba Nation, majority of them are going to they are going to drop the broom soon. They are going to put up the uniform of a Yoruba Nation, and they are going to be using Yoruba Nation to threaten the North if every other thing is not going to work. Okay? They are planning to start their protest from tomorrow. And Oju Walomashe. Take a look at this. The news and report is that this issue of money, Naira scarcity is deliberate. I have said that before. And this issue of a fuel scarcity is also deliberate because of corruption. We all know that. But it has always been, or all these have always been, sort of your problems. In October, when Emefiele made this announcement, there was none of this pressure. Probably they felt like they were covered. But here is the problem. Okay, Emefiele is a liar. He hasn't received back that money that is in the hand of the politicians. He hasn't. He quickly came back to pretend and say, from October to now, they have received 1.9 trillion from the 2.8 trillion. So they are only waiting for 900 billion naira, still in the hands of the terrorists. Now lie. And that is why the effort, did that move alone of changing your naira, recoloring it and the rest of that, just destroyed and devalued almost 3 trillion naira that these guys, these criminals, they have stockpiled. So they have to be in a rush to dispose them. But Emefiele is not releasing equivalent cash. You know, if you have stolen 3 trillion naira and you stockpiled them for years, an election is close by, you're about to start bringing them out, Abi. Then they change the naira, change the color. Now you have to rush. Number one, the value of that 3 trillion is gone, but you can recover your losses if the central bank release 3 trillion equivalent of the money you have stolen. So at the end of the day, with your contact and your good negotiation, you can get up to 2 trillion back and lose 1 trillion, because you can get, as Nigeria is right now, you can get 90% of the money released by the central bank. So Emefiele, who wanted to recover 4 trillion, he wanted to change 4 trillion, which is legal, and at the same time want to recover 2.8 trillion in the hands of criminals, thiefnubu and gang. But he released 1.3 trillion naira new notes. Do you get that logic? Before this wahala of changing money or not changing money comes by, right? The money in the circulation, including the 10 naira, 20 naira, 15 naira, and the rest. But in particular, this 1,500, 200 naira that they changed, the higher denomination, in their calculation, they said the official one in circulation is about 3 trillion naira. They have no problem with that. The one that was supposed to be in circulation is not in banks, is not anywhere, is almost 3 trillion naira. So they concluded it's in the hand of the criminals and it's primarily for the election. So if you had both money in the hands of criminals and the one that is officially in circulation, we are talking about almost 6 trillion naira cash. So the one in circulation they want to take away from you. They didn't release equivalent, not even half of it. The one in the hands of the thieves, they release nothing to cover them. So then they corrupt Nigeria system, the banks. When Emefiele released 1.3 trillion, like 90% of that money found their way into the same hand of the crooks. That's about 1 trillion naira. That's the first shock. Yeah? Which they probably never envisaged. But as the deadline draws closer and closer, your new naira and the old naira palaver, the scarcity here and there, in the whole chaos, they are moving in as well. Like if Emefiele is not going to fill in the gap and not let us, because normally, the plan was, yes, APC has failed, but if they pay you 20,000 naira to vote, you are likely going to forget everything you've said about them. What if they give you 100,000 naira to vote per vote? Something you've never really seen before, ever expected. And eventually, it was going to be so much that, in fact, for the first time, you are probably going to be so ashamed of what these criminals have really done to Nigeria, if you have not really been ashamed before. So if Emefiele is not going to make all of this work for them, well, fine. They will start flooding the market. They will start flooding Nigeria with these fake ones. You know, this is a fake, but you can tell this is fake, yeah? Now, you are going to see more and more of this. Just same way their custom came out today. Guess what they said? They said they have intercepted 2.8 billion fake US dollars. All for elections. So, are you with me? Now, all of this, just to make sure that they have enough, like they planned. Okay, so if you are preparing to go and collect money after making noise, shouting and everything about how Nigeria is a terrible place, blah, 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 are you with me? You might as well be very, very careful so that you don't get duped in your own greed and in your own selfishness, okay? So fake money are going to be flooding Nigeria, and these are the ones that they've probably intercepted, okay? And you might ask yourself, why are they all happening now? I don't believe in all of this, Jare. I am actually not here to ask you to believe, okay? You don't have to believe anything. In fact, you don't even have to waste your time believing it or touching it. But you know something you will never be able to deny is the fact that you heard something like this. Now you are touching fake money in large quantity for what they paid you to take your soul, to turn you to the usual renewed mumu or renewed mugu. Okay? Then you remember, look at something like this. I think that's the second one. There is another one I actually want to show you. But before I show you that, right? Talking about them flooding Nigeria with fake money, right? Look at these guys. In December, there is a group. They call them a budget. Okay. In fact, let's start with this. There's a group called a budget. Now, the group, after scrutinizing Nigeria is broke, right? And that is why Emefiele, that has been doing way and means, or what is it called? Printing free money for Buhari, APC, and the rest of them, plunging Nigeria into further debt. Now, all these debts, all this stealing and all of that, right? They are to fulfill the greed of limited few, starting with these criminals in the National Assembly. Okay. So when they were scrutinizing, they realized that after what Buhari submitted to them, okay, hang on, no, I'm trying to bring other details there so that I can make sure that all of these are fully dissected. So, just a moment. After Buhari submitted his bogus last budget, the one that they nominated, or should I say, the one that is the anointed candidate of Buhari, and that is the rubber stamp Senate President of Nigeria. So these guys, they inserted over 6,400 dubious projects into that budget. Okay. And they spread these dubious projects that they budgeted for, that Nigeria is going to borrow money for, right? They spread them across over 340, where they have all those insertions. Yes, they spread them over 300, within a 340 MDAs. That is ministries, departments, and then agencies of government. Okay. And through at least 37 ministries, the mother ministry they are called, right? And the value of those insertions is put at nearly 1 trillion naira. 1 trillion naira. Okay. Now, the way they normally share them, they call them constituency projects. Look at your screen. Okay. For example, look at this project. Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprise Program nationwide. That one will take 1.53 billion naira. What is that? What does that even mean? Another one, construction of feeder roads in rural communities in the 6th geopolitical zone, 2.6 billion. All of these have no real names, okay? No specification of which of them or what have you, right? Now, if you come back here, okay, this is how they distributed all the billions to start with, right? For street lights, they will share 114.9 billion. For boreholes, they will take 28.2 billion. Construction and furnishing of town hall, civic centers across Nigeria, 73. They will take 5.2 billion. Renovation of this, blah, blah, blah. You are following that, Abi? Now, in practice, this is what all of this you have been reading mean in practice. This one is the Deputy Senate President. Let me bring the Senate one first. Now, the rubber stamp, Lawan be this. His own share in the 2020. His own share in the 2022 budget that they borrowed almost 70% or 80% of the money, right? This is what he got. Don't waste your time thinking you're going to find all this project listed anywhere, okay? These are the same people still reminding you that 90% of northern Nigeria communities there, They have no banks because these rogues just take their own share and bail. And as what do you call it? Political buccaneers, career criminals. This is his own share. Looks lighter, yeah. See his own deputy. His own is in millions, right? In fact, let me read them out. He was going to build a solar power 150 million and boreholes, Fulani settlements in Yobe. So it's to supply tricycles for the Fulani terrorists, of course. Tricycles that they ended up having to, motorcycles and the rest. He collected around 20 million for that. Construction and installation of solar street light in Yobe, not senatorial district, 600 million naira. Construction of concrete drainages across Yobe North district, around 88 million naira. I'm not from Yobe North. People from Yobe North can tell us how much those places have been. Look at this one. Now this one stole the maize. The National Assembly maize is today the Deputy Senate President of Nigeria. As of December, this guy collected this amount and put them together. This is like 5 billion naira. It's chicken change. Now this one, we say you fit trace, so sure you get with the document that nobody feel like, you know what I mean? Now, there are others that are duplicates in the same budget where they draw all the money, right? Now, this is what Vioma Gege collected 5 billion. The other one is Bajabia Mule. Okay. His own total is this. Okay. Those of you who are from Surulere, this is what he got for whatever he's claimed to have done, or if he's not. Well, however, I'm saying this to, I'm showing you all of this because the team that put this together, their claim is that all of this money were collected and there is no projects traced or seen to have been completed by these guys. So these are the gangs, right, that are indeed within the APC, that are telling you, okay, that there are cabals within the asshole rock that are trying to stop Kalu from becoming the president of Nigeria, and therefore to save Nigeria, okay, they are going to have to, ask you to come out in a protest so that you can help them remind their Bokwari, okay, that what he is doing is wrong and it is going to affect APC, Ebekebe, in their own projected election. So that's where we started from. The other part is this one, going back to the issue of the money. So you're going to see a lot of drama. You're going to see a lot of things that are just going to make it look like And if you see what do you call it? If you see those who probably will tell you that they are in spirit, they will tell you the hour has come. Yes, the hour has come. APC, Egbekebe is alerting all of us that Buhari and his team, they want to create chaos in Nigeria in order to stop elections so that they can put in place Interim National Government. It may sound so ridiculous to you, but it's actually true. What APC is accusing APC of. Now, if you have to get caught up in their madness, I hope, in fact, I want to show you something as well. One of the things that they indeed discovered late when it comes to this, their new Naira. I don't know if you've seen this.
So they can go and look. Yes. Look at it. You have so many new notes.
Bring them down. Bring them down.
You have so many. These are new notes at the back.
Yes. I want to bring them down
So load all your machines. I do not want to hear it because we'll keep continuously be checking.
Yes.
Make sure that your machines are working. So make sure, bring them out and load.
That's all.
And that's
all. This are.
You get that? And here is another one.
Yes, I'm currently at Sterling Bank Road, as part of this monitoring compliance with the guidelines by CBN. They have 6 million, which they've collected from the bank for almost 2 weeks. They've not disbursed any. They said they're here to configure their ATM. I do not know why that. And I brought attention to the penalty clause of 1 million per day, because they have 5 ATMs here. And so there's nothing stopping them from keeping. They don't have any reason for keeping this money. The zonal service manager, what's his name again? Tunde Onikwede promised that by 10 a.m. latest tomorrow, because I told him by latest 10 a.m. I'll be here. And I want to see this machine dispensing this money. This is, what's her name? Olumide Olabi, service manager, do. And you? Okay, my name is Yhey. I'm a deputy director of CBN, right? Bye.
So what they are now doing is that, you know what they call the damage control, all right? And the damage control now is to say, yeah, we are still not going to release all of this money. Okay, we won't. Not until after election. Can you imagine? That means you are going to be experiencing these shortages. Maybe not as tough as this, or maybe even tougher. You just never can tell. Depends on what they still have in stock for you. So then you would have to continue to experience this until April 2023. That's like 2 months away. Because from what they themselves believe, except something is done to force the hand of the hand of Buhari. Now only stoning they remain, may them stone them now. And if things continue like this, they may start stoning them instead of stoning Buhari that they have defended for so long, who committed all these crimes, all these ruins and destruction. And suddenly the man saying he won't do better, he won't leave legacy. Legacy that will cost thiefnubu the presidency. No, it's not going to go down that way. It's not done that way. And that is why from tomorrow, okay, don't let one Agbero in America or one Ori daughter, Ori Tiku, Alaye Baje from anywhere abroad begin to tell you that Yoruba Ronu, if any one of them come around you because of thiefnubu to start telling you Yoruba Ronu, tell them, say, Aralo ma payin sa. Ṣé ni ronu? You should ask them. And you know one thing I've observed as well. Maybe you haven't noticed. And if you haven't, that depends on where you have always been spending your time on social media. Let me be honest with you. You might think that the thiefnubu, APC, Egbekegbe, onboard slaves who are pushing the narrative of tribal this, religious that. Imagine the alailojuti shameless people turning around in defense of Kolu, a demented man, sick old man. Are you with me? They are now feeling kuda, okay. They could blackmail Yorubas. Do you get that? And I'm happy, except if you haven't noticed. Today, everywhere you see the thiefnubu, Lagos Abobaku, trying to drop any tribal nonsense. Do you know what happened? Yorubas will show up there. And they don't really have to engage them much. They just tell them, oh, Nikure. Like, they don't even want to know. Maybe you are supporting Obi or you are not supporting Atifku. But the moment you jump in, the big gotry that has blinded the Lori Bruku of them, they will attack you straight away. So the Yorubas are giving it back to them or not everywhere now. I beg. Don't tell me that. Don't. I beg. Don't attach me with a drug baron. Don't attach me with the bureau. You know what they are now doing? What is really wrong with Yorubas? What do the Yorubas want? Awolowo said they want to be president of Nigeria. Yorubas are the ones who are against him. That's a lie. Yorubas were not against Awolowo. Are you with me? Nigeria is Nigeria. Sure you get. Kijeti baba tomokoma lala. Awolowo was loved for what he did. Historically, for the Yorubas. Awolowo was the one who made the Yorubas never to see ourselves. In fact, you see this Yoruba that they are calling us today. That is so, like, you know what I mean? Back in the days, everybody is holding his own territory. Ijebus will tell you we are Ijebus. The Oyos are mostly those that boldly will say they are Yorubas. You get what I mean? But Awolowo was the one who used politics to start making everybody believe that once you are in the Western region, you are Yoruba. We have different tongues, different accents, but we have so many common words. And he didn't say it and start saying that, but you are Yoruba, you are Yoruba. He showed them that they are Yorubas. When Awolowo spread education, he gave it to Yorubas, everybody in Yoruba, including non-Yorubas. And that was why when you see the Egun, they will tell you we are Yorubas. It was because of Awolowo. Guess what? When he gave education to them there, when he gave this education all over the land, it produced educated, enlightened, and exposed people of that era who ended up owing that to Obafemi Awolowo. That's a legacy. What is legacy of thiefnubu? That he created Agberos, collecting taxes. One of the worst governors between 1999 to 2007. This is a fact. But guess what? When you lie and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie again, you begin to believe your own lies. Today, it will be like the likes of Fashola were not governors. Ambode was not governor. And then the Sonwe coup that is there today, they've done nothing. thiefnubu actually built everything for them. Meanwhile, let's flash back to 1999 to 2007. And let them play you all the videos of what happened then. Then you realize that when you repeat lies again and again, you can actually abrogate it. And but he is the one who nominated it. But was it the one who actually did them? No, he wasn't. But he had to resort back to that. That's what he has today, isn't he? So Yorubas are giving it back to them. Don't ever attach me, and don't ever tell me that thiefnubu is representing me simply because an election is close. I'm happy. And because we know the type of who they are, usually their stock in trade is to live in slavery, and at the same time to struggle in that slavery. They have chosen that, which is good for them, but it has now come to a stage whereby They've got nothing. thiefnubu is not sellable. thiefnubu is something that even you as a Yoruba, if they have not blackmailed you, if you yourself want to be truthful to yourself and honest to yourself, you will look at thiefnubu, you look at his clips, and you look at yourself and you ask yourself, is this the best in Yoruba land? Then you look around you, you look at the people around him, you see the thieves who have made life hell for our own people in Yoruba land, hovering around him, promising our people what they couldn't give to them, even as we speak. So you won't let them, you won't let such people blackmail you into submission. And I love that. I do. So that's why they have tried to play the tribal card by dragging Yorubas into it. You know that. It failed, and it is still failing as we speak. When they wanted to ignite tribal war between the Yorubas and Igbos to leverage on it, it failed, and it is still failing. And that is why, because of the real people that they have, violence is always going to be the final way out. But unfortunately, I don't think they were prepared for all that is happening right now. In my own view, they were not prepared. Therefore, there was no contingency plan, and that is why today, if power fail, if money fail, then we might have to go to violence and see how that goes. That's why somebody was like in my sermon today, and he said, Yoruba should just think. This Nigeria, Yorubas need to know that thiefnubu is fighting for Yorubas. Every time I hear that word, I just want to tell that person that every time you make that kind of statement, anybody that makes such statement around you that thiefnubu is fighting for Yoruba, and in fact, thiefnubu being president of Nigeria is for the sake of Yoruba people. When people try that with you, they are trying to manipulate you because it's not true. 100% not true. Okay? Remember that. So this person came on that program and said, Fulanis will pay Yorubas to bring down their brothers. Just exactly like you, Mayegun, like you are doing right now. Allah, I wish Shopon wa active ni. Because we are Shopon lo ba mi yoju lórí burúkú yẹn. Yoju ẹ̀yẹn dànù. So you get Shopon ade sáré yoju yẹn dànù fún ẹ. Because you can't think of anything. When somebody believes that you can dubiously try to manipulate people by a little dose, your politics, but with a little, ginger of ethnicism, and then you play it very well. A lot of you are playing it very well. I met some Masha Fanikon. I met some Olori Brukus, your uncles abroad. I want to like you, the Lagos Abobakus. I met some Olori Bruku uncles of yours in London. Very miserable people. Miserable beyond anything. So that person now said, all these things you are saying, can you say it to Kolu's face? I said, why not? But I actually know what he meant. You get what I mean? Because if I say it to Kolu's face, they will unleash violence. Instead of Kolu to respond, to reply me. If I say Kolu, shaky, demented, Parkinson, mental case, I said it. She be supposed to reply me, but Bawi, you are the one that is crazy. Are you talking to, can Kolu, she Kolu le bami jani? She Kolu go say one beat me in Abibawo. Let's be honest. So which one can you say it to his face? But you know what? Violence. Violence. What can we do about that boy? Let us go and teach him a lesson. Violence. That is all they know. If they play tribal card and it's not working, they were calling Yorubas bastard because of thiefnubu we no know him papa. And if he know him papa, know him mama, he denied them till death. He won't even talk about them. The whole world knows he's adopted by Abibatu Mogaji. That's not his mom. His mom. So who did Abibatu Mogaji adopted him from? The way we don't know him papa. His followers, because of your belly, because of your stomach, hunger, you know, even they feel your belly. Okay? When you join them and they begin to give you the peanut, the crumbs, you begin to drink beer. You begin to burn your kidney, burn your edo and shaki, and you begin to get your stomach begin to swell up. That's a sign of good living. Honorable, I am Honorable Ajanle Koko. If not because of thiefnubu, my life can never be like this. thiefnubu made me. That is why we have to make sure he become president so that I can make more people like me. I have dead psychos. I have dead sick people. You can look at them. They mostly look sick. thiefnubu made me. thiefnubu brought me from the gutter. We have to make him president. If thiefnubu made your papa, why don't you not pack your entire family? Pack all of them. Go meet them. Go say thank you. Should you use the destiny of your own unborn children simply because violence? They are calling Yorubas bastard because of thiefnubu. I know my papa. I know my mama. Adeyinka grandiose. To what Lewon saying that one with the jail. It will probably be in jail till when did they send Adeyinka grandiose to jail again? Adeyinka grandiose sent to jail for 5 years. Okay, a tribal bigot, the worst of the worst. I remember then I said, you see, if you are for any reason, if you are sincere and honest about whatever you do, when it comes to your information dissemination concerning the establishment, you better don't have any K-leg or have any underhand dealing with them because there is no way they won't clash. I told Yinka, and he became a madman. You remember, it was going mental. It became a madman. And you see some of these social media keypad warriors, they were pressing him, pressing him until he dropped the bombshell. What's the bombshell? The Yinka that came into the Yoruba's midst, right? Started planting the seed of hate, the seed of hatred, the seed of bile and here and there. When he was done with the Igbos, and the Yorubas started saying, but Yinka, all these things don't make sense. Why they talk like this? You're not supposed to cause all this kind of division. Nigeria is already this and that. They started as well with the Yorubas. You remember now? Most of those is echo chambers on social media. Some of them are now miserable. You don't even see them anymore. Sure you get? That's exactly what will happen to some of you. The Lagos Abobakus that are also, you know what the bombshell that Yinka grandiose dropped? He was the one who started telling these Ashiris that thiefnubu is the leader of Yoruba land. Yinka Shomo APC nieni. Yes, I'm a member of APC. Aye onida. Ti onida. So you are doing all of this and planting all this hatred, talking about, looking for people to blame. You say Fulani doing us this. But the leader of Yoruba land is the biggest contributor to the emergence of a Fulani and the Fulani killers as the rulers of Nigeria. But no, let's leave the Fulanis. Let's face the Igbos. They are the more danger. Oh, Nikuri. I remember then now, some of them were abusing me. They were attacking me, calling me different names. I said, last. So finally, I said, Yinka has nothing to do with Yoruba land. These are the people, because he turned around. You know what he did? He turned around and he said, we have Yorubas. Hey, what was that madman said then? No, Yoruba conservative, Yoruba Libra, Yoruba conservative. the Olori Bruku that we are all here in the UK, was telling some of those mumus and his vuvuzelas across the social media who are actually like a thiefnubu agent for long. They said that any Yoruba that doesn't like thiefnubu is a Yoruba, waiting again, Yoruba conservative. We are not full, that means we are not full-blooded Yorubas. That means it is either your mama don't go sleep with a Fulani or go sleep with an Igbo, as if to say that actually makes it a crime. You get that? All this hatred that you are seeing, in the heart of all these Ashiris on social media, who are pushing Yoruba bastard because of thiefnubu, and who are saying that the Igbos should go back to where they come from. The people who actually amplify that on social media years back are the Yinka grandiose. They are those who amplify that years back. So those of us who don't like thiefnubu or APC, Egbekegbe, our mama must have slept with Igbo man. Or our mama must have slept with Fulani. Because why would you not like Ashiwaju? Ashe, the Martian Fani, Adeyinka grandiose. I'm using his name and I'm repeating it because there are many people like you who are like Adeyinka grandiose. Bunch of ignorant illiterates. And you have your audience, so you have your fans, so in the name of Yoruba, I'm fighting for Yoruba, weary, fighting for Yoruba on social media, spreading violence, spreading hate. All because of your underhand connection with these criminals, thiefnubu and gang. We know you, I know your history, I know a lot. I do. Because I've been like this, I've been doing this for a while. Ashewiri was actually paying back, is not bold enough to say anything about thiefnubu. Everything he said about Yoruba land, the backwardness, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. But when it gets to a stage about thiefnubu is backer of Boko Haram now. And that's a different thing. thiefnubu is our leader. Sure you get. We didn't know that when his mother was very sick, Yinka's mother, we didn't know that when his mother was very sick, it was Ajirebi, the Ajirebi of Oyo State then. You remember Ajirebi? The one that died during COVID-19. Ajirebi was the one who procured visa for Yinka's mother. Provide visa for Yinka himself to follow his mom to the UK for medical treatment. Ajirebi was the one paying for the medical treatment, the housing. That was when they said, okay, maybe Yinka should go and look for a school and do, so that it won't just be like wasting away. You get what I mean? That's his story. He holds them. But he's a shameless guy that didn't know when to stop. All for thiefnubu. I'm saying all of this because I'm not saying them because I want you to like me. So if you are a Biafran, majority of you too, you are not different from Yinka. So don't pretend that I like this guy. Don't like me. Do you get that? The bigotry in some of you are even worse than that of Yinka. The likes of Yinka are just the people who encourages you to publicly show your own bigotry too. What do you do on this whole spacey? I know Yorubas are this. I know this is why Yorubas are betrayer. This is why Yorubas are melo. So don't patronize me. I'm not saying all of this because I want you to probably feel like I'm not. Just telling you that when people started playing, we know our place in Nigeria. We know those who have contributed to our backwardness in Nigeria. They are Yorubas. Whatever is happening to us as a people, they are what? They are allowed by Yorubas in Yoruba land. Once you admit to that, then you begin to name them. They have names. Don't pretend they Shikombi and started doing Yoruba Ronu. Yoruba Yoruba Ronu for thiefnubu. Not today. Sure you get. So they were playing tribal card, playing religious card, and they started playing divisive card within Yoruba land. Look at them now. Look at them. So Yorubas will not have to sit down and be reading comments between these Ashiris and the other Ashiris from Biafra. Bigots versus bigots. And you will see some of them pretending to be nice. You see, I used to think the Yorubas are very nice people. I didn't know. See, these guys don't represent us, and that is why it is an insult for anybody to try to push anything when it comes to thiefnubu and APC, Egbe, and push that Yorubas should come together. Oh, Nigeria. And nobody just say, oh, Nigeria, tomo. Because it's all plots and it is momentary. Okay? What I am waiting for and praying for is that this your charade make it happen. If Nawala will happen, make them start them. Let everything explode, and then maybe by then you can realize that there could be something that could make all of these criminals also share in your loss, because you have always been the losers. Think you are smart? You're not. Any part you take, wherever you belong, wherever it is, right? You've always been the loser. The system have always been the winner. So if anybody turn around and start playing tribal this, tribal that in the face of this whole thing, all for thiefnubu, or for Obi, some of you are also, like I said, some of you are like them. Yorubas are fighting themselves on social media because of Obi. Yorubas are saying, yes, if you say I'm a bastard, I'm supporting Obi. You are reading all of that. And some of you bigoted non-Yorubas will go there. I like this man. I like this Yoruba man. I love this Yoruba man. You don't know that is actually racist. You don't know. You don't know. Forgetting the fact that when you now see others who are saying, Obi is this, Obi is that, then you turn around forgetting that there are also Yorubas that are collecting punches every day, battling with this Agbadomite and the rest of them on social media. They are Yorubas. They are being called bastard. But your fellow obedient, what do you call it? Fellow obedient. But that moment that your own bigotry will charge in. It's because they don't like Igbo now. I know that Yorubas don't like Igbo. Look at the Yorubas. The Yorubas hate Igbo because somebody is writing on behalf of thiefnubu. Abi? Automatically Yorubas hate Igbos. I am just saying, because all of you know you'll be the same, like I said, when it comes to your bigotry, and that's exactly what your election always kind of expose all the time. You get what I mean? So if you know better, you should do better, is the point. So somebody called him a Nollywood actor. One thing is this, I'll show you something. They did another poll. They continue to do polls, and all these polls are like, they are looking like jokes to some of these guys who are like the normal traditional slaves to the traditional political parties, PDP and APC. But some of them are like looking shocking because from what they are sharing, well, except they do their riots, what have you, Peter Obi is going to beat Atiku, thiefnubu, Kwakwanso, and others is going to beat them silly. No be me talk more. I have to share it. Lagos State, where they are already telling the OPC to go and buy guns. Get ready. If anything surprise anybody for Lagos, wala go day. Let me tell you the history of why a lot of the obedient believe that they are going to beat thiefnubu in Lagos. Hands down. I'll tell you. Historically, the only time that in Lagos, people voted since 1999 till now, the only time that people ever voted and their vote crossed 1.2, 1.3 million for one party, was in 2011. Every election will happen for Lagos, including governorship, okay? They could be, all of them will barely score 1 million votes, including the thiefnubu's party, go. Whether na ACO, ACNO, ADO, and all of the violence that came with all of that, right? It was always struggling. Now they have about 7 million registered voters. For the first time, the number is not adding up. And then it might lead to violence. I'm not encouraging it, I'm just telling you what I heard. So laugh if you think. Now they said that Obi is coming to beat them silly. Ha 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 ha. That's funny. Abi? Well, this is another one, what they broke down. Again, they said Obi is going to beat them silly again. Let me talk more. But when Kaduna Littlefinger, when he had a chance, he said, Obi is just an Hollywood actor. He's going, no. Let's talk about other things, Jari. You remember that video? This is how he responded.
Nigeria has responded that it's putting down their profession. They don't need to protest. Rufai says you can't score more than 1% in Sokoto, 2% in Katsina, maybe 5% in.
You like gossip.
That's all there is, and you should focus on Nollywood.
Well, I thank Rufai for what he said. At least he gave me some percentage. So I'm going to work hard to improve those percentage. And he recognized the fact that I'm an actor. And I think part of what is holding this country from development is recognizing those engines that will develop us. One of the most critical places I want to focus is improving our entertainment industry, which includes
Nollywood.
The Nollywood. And now that I'm a acclaimed actor, I'm asking all those who are involved in the entertainment industry, being one of them, to support me so that I can improve their position. What else can you do when people in your industry, when those who are here recognize me as one of them, I urge them to support me so that we can be able to ensure that do their business better.
Okay, but before we go, Mr.
P. Oh dear. I mean, I left that part for the last because I'm going to be... I think I should take calls, right? Oh, I should not. I know. I'm going to decide soon. But it's just something to crack you up before you go to bed, okay? So they asked him about being stingy as well. And this is what he had to say.
If you don't save, you can't form capital. And if you don't have capital, you can't develop. Ruben, I was #1 in MDG, which is the only measure of development. The difference between developed and undeveloped place is education and health. I was #1 in education. I was one of the best in health. I was #1 in in issue of pulling people out of poverty. You can go and ask Magnus. Paco,
okay.
Who is in charge then and everything. Ask all the donor agencies who is governor who comes first to contribute to his counterpart funding is me. And on top of that, Ruben, when everybody is owing salary, owing pension, owing gratuity, owing contractors, which have collapsed most of the contractors, I left office not owing one contractor or supplier, not owing pension or gratuity, not doing anything, and ended up saving over 75 billion naira, which nobody has ever done.
Wow.
I did not in any way allocate myself any contract.
I told you the guy always brag differently. So, Tima Jerk, Obina actor, Tinubu is a great comedian and generous too. He bought me agege bread and akara back in 1990. Amazing. Tima Jerk, when are you going to go and say thank you to thiefnubu? Because that's what people are saying. If thiefnubu don't help your family, if thiefnubu don't help you before, the right thing you should do is, if you want to do that too, take people with you and go and visit him and say, Kolu. I am here to say thank you so much for all you did for me, changed my life and everything. And I come to say thank you, sir. So you can then hand him your gift, anything. In fact, you can package a sort of a 6 months old people's home kind of as a gift. People do that. You can say, okay, I'll pay for your old people's home treatment until you die, to show my appreciation. And I think you should appreciate that. If you say, for example, I say, sir, I am paying for your old people's home subscription for the next 10 years. May your life be long, sir. But we shouldn't, for any reason, at this point, encourage the further destruction of our people due to their own greed and selfishness. They want one Nigeria. Here you are, from a sick man to another sick man, and whatever you want to think of it. I mean, come on, it's actually so scary. So they said, don't mortgage the future of our children because of whatever is motivating you to follow Kolu. I'm going to play you Kolu's video, okay? One that is going to be a sort of a mix, all right? And then after it, I will then come back and take few calls. I've missed some of you. I've actually missed talking to people who call in. And tonight, I am going to, take some, okay? So, like I said, if Kolu has done anything for your family, if he gave you or gave your mama or your papa any job, hang on. Mayegun is an elder now. Even he is done bad, Iwemimo says we should forgive and forget. You don't know what he'll do for Yoruba when he gets in. Oh, I'm sure you the wine mini. Tima Jack. You the wine mini, abi you they try to press down my you they press that button, no press more. Sure you get. Because no be say I get power or anything to stop a Kolu. But it will be one of my own happiest day on earth if he's disgraced from this one Nigeria thing, so that I can watch the Lagos Aboba coups home and abroad. I can watch all of them melt down. You get that? And come back, turned around, like they're about to do this week. Protest and all of that stuff. Sure you get? Come back and then agree with us. The same thing they watched Bokwari kill our people for. Sure you get? So they can come back and say, confess, because majority of them know the truth. But they just believe that if Kolu gets there, it's going to possibly change their life. Come on. Don't try that thing, Baba. Let's sure you get no push up. I'm trying to be a gentleman. I mean, person they pay, you don't see where person pay for insult before. You like say you can't pay for insult with this super chat. So by pressing that button you are pressing, I can like just go on and on and on. People say, my ego Tito, my ego is okay. You know that one, They try that, that we mimo kilo come at we mimo. I tell you, say I be we mimo, I be what do you call it? Subscriber. And I've told you, see, Baba, except if you are just joking and sarcasm, okay? Let me tell you something. When we are talking about politics, it's real, okay? Is in politics, 1 + 1 is 2. When they won't dupe you, they will tell you, say 1 + 1 are 11. Not dupe, not fake. In politics, 1 + 1 is 2. Concern Mimimo, concern Wimimo, concern Allah, concern Jesus. Everybody day their day. Anybody know they bring them inside that conversation, no? Because we know when conversation begin to go to that, let us forgive and forget. High right. Forgive and forget, Siko. So I wish we have power. If we have something that could possibly stop him, so that maybe, just maybe, we can save our own people. Sure, you get me now? We will do that. But in the absence of that, we just let nature take its own course, okay? I don't get power to stop thiefnubu. I know I don't have any power. You see all these vuvuzelas and so now Nigeria go show them. Now Nigeria will put everybody where everybody belong. You get them? So it's a mind game. When you are talking about politics, when you're talking about the failures of these criminals, no, they bring God inside. I beg. It's like when somebody want to play on your mind. You don't know, Nigerians. If you really want to stop them from thinking straight anymore, when things get to a certain, just say, see, let's leave everything to God. Only God knows best. I can promise you this. 60% of everybody in that room will agree that let's leave everything to God to knock you off completely. Say, Pastor Bola, please pray for us. Then Pastor Bola will start bringing prayer points that actually relate to the things you are supposed to be thinking and talking about and working out. They're going to put them for the hand of Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit will want you to take over every darkness in this whole thing. Father Lord, we want you to touch them and turn them to light. Professor Pelani, touch to light. Heavenly Father, everything that is not so clear, we want you to clear them. Osheo, angel agent wiper, clear them. Leave God out of it. Let's be honest. Put God aside. And we cannot leave God out of it. You are still talking as a typical Nigerian. No, they want me. Because these people who are the victims of one Nigeria, they don't know God. I'll be God, no know them. German whine me. I'll show you Kolu, then I'll take calls. I've been seeing some calls. I need to make tea, right? Let's go back to what we did over the weekend. It's just something to let you know that it's beyond just talking. We can touch lives. You can, I beg go. Jemaki, I be Tima Jack, Baba. They use your money by insult. They try my best, they hold back. But if you are trying to whine me, I ain't be saying now only you be person will be say they pay expensively for insults. They press some more, Baba.
Tí nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ìgbà náà sun èèyàn mọ́ ẹ̀ràn bẹ́rẹ̀ àgàndẹ ni tí wọ́n sun olú àmì tí wọ́n sun ẹ̀rọ rẹ̀ sẹ́yìn pé gbé kí báyìí lára rẹ̀ lórí sùn lára mọ́ rí wọ́n gbé tó ń gba ẹni tó ní ilé àti àwọn fáàmì ìyàwó ẹ̀ ìjà ló jẹ́ kí wọ́n kó ní ìlú ìpàwọ́ta kò sí lù iná nígbà táàmì yẹn kò sẹ́ni bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìlú everybody lọ sí ìdẹ́kùbẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ everybody sí bì oríṣiríṣi ẹnìjẹ náà ń wá àwọn ìjọba náà ń wá but I can't go some tí wọ́n ṣẹlẹ̀ rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ àwọn inú àwọn most of these people wá padà sí abúlé nígbà tó bá wọ ìlọsíwájú bẹ̀rẹ̀ ilé kan tó pé àmọ́ lálọ́run ní ọbí ṣe kí ló ń gbé ní gbé tàbí bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ilé wọn ti sún ilé pọ̀tì wọn ti sún ojúlù ti di tíàmù yìí ilé ti pé ó ti pẹ́ ní ẹbí nímọ̀gbà ilé tásùn pé ibi ṣe lójú ẹ̀ àkàgbàdo ọjà chop pẹ̀lú sọ àwọn nǹkan ènìyàn.
ìgbà tó bá di lóru ló bá tó ń ka aago 8 tí wọ́n sọ fún wa pé àwọn fúlàní ti já àwọn àdúgbò àwọn ọjà àárẹ̀ làwọn àtẹ̀fùpà àwọn ọmọ bẹ̀lẹ́dẹ̀ wa àwọn fúlàní pé ká máa lọ ká káwọn ọmọ ká máa lọ a ò tí ì di àfọ̀nbẹ̀rẹ̀ nìbọn wá ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ń yìnbọn kódà àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tí a ní a ò lè mú nǹkan fún aṣọ nìkan ìṣó làwa òbí náà láró sí lára láfikún àwọn ọmọ wa ìgbà táwa dé wọ́n pè wá pé wọ́n ti fi gbogbo ìlà ọba nǹkan àti jíjà àti mímu afọ àwọn ènìyàn tó gbé wọn papọ̀ sáṣọ tó bá kò sí nǹkan pẹ̀lú.
irú táàmù yẹn wọ́n ní pé wọ́n set committee pé àwọn compensate gbogbo àwọn tí nǹkan ṣe sí lẹ́yìn palliative tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì gbé wa láti gbà yẹn àìrí anything kàfẹ́ àwọn ìdìbò kan wọ́n fún àwọn tí nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwọn tí ò ní bàbá tí ò ní ìgbìmọ̀ fún wọn láṣọ wọ́n fún láwọn kankan díẹ̀ àwọn kan náà wá tí wọ́n fún wọn ní bí rédíò àwọn kankan bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ àwọn ìjìwò tó ṣe àwọn nǹkan yẹn but government fún rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn palliative tí wọ́n gbé wá fún àwọn èèyàn yẹn bí ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì láti ègbè láti gbà yẹn.
wọ́n gbé oúnjẹ yẹn wá pọ̀ wọ́n wá ha fún wa ṣé o ti yé bẹ́ẹ̀.
wọ́n gbé báàgì méjì wá.
olómọ́tò ní lóòdù ẹ̀sùn ní wá pé fún wa wọ́n ń fún ẹnìkankan ní méjì kéékèèké ní báàgì yẹn.
ẹgbẹ́ ìdúná wá.
méjì.
àtìgbà yẹn wọ́n wá.
àtúrò nǹkan.
àwọn fúlàní ni wọn ò kó ẹran wá rárá wọ́n kàn wà ẹ̀rá torí ìjọ yẹn ẹ̀rọ̀ṣẹ̀ láti fúlòfú láti ní ìgbèrò bí wọ́n àtàkì gbèrò bí èmi ó máa di ọjọ́ kejì ẹ̀rọ kọ̀mọ̀dà wá lọ́sẹ̀ ń lọ ọdẹ ẹ̀ńkẹ́ nìkan ní ìgbà lọ́sẹ̀ ń gbé ìgbà àwọn pé wọ́n náà fúlàní ọmọ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ìdígbà ayáfáwò èyí ní ìgbàbí 7 o'clock lọ abẹ́rẹ́ pé wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sílé wọ́n ti ń pààyàn orí ṣíṣe wọ́n ò kó ẹni wá òṣìṣẹ́ ní tiwa wọ́n kàn wá attack.
ọjọ́ 15 là padà wọ́n pààyàn sínú ilé yẹn tí wọ́n sun máa ní ìbéèrè òun ló wà níbi ẹ̀fẹ̀ náà.
àṣẹ́nìtì láì pé ní ọdún kẹta tí wọ́n máa jà àgbàgbà àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n máa gba gbogbo àwọn èèyàn jẹ́ nìkan ẹni wọ́n máa rèpù àwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa pààyàn tẹ́wọ́ lóyè bíbí pé àwọn òfin ọmọ pé okùn àwọn olùgbà yìí àwọn ń ṣe ẹni àjọgbépọ̀ àwọn kò lè dọ́gba nígbà tí pé àbàrí tí àwọn ń gbìn wọ́n á já àbá wọn fún àwọn ẹran wọn pé àwọn ilé lẹ́yìn ìgbà wọn afẹ́ yíyà lọ́sẹ̀ wa ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n wá ṣe àdọ̀gbẹ́ sí ìjàgbẹ́ sẹ́nìtì níbi blue time àti ìdá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀lẹ̀ gbèsàgbẹ̀ tí ní ìlú ìmọ̀ ẹ̀dọ̀dí wọ́n sálà fún ẹ̀mí wọn. So àwọn kan sì wà ń bẹ̀ nàìjíríà àdéhùn kan sì wà ń bẹ̀ nàìjíríà àmú ìlú àti padà sí nàìjíríà ibi ẹ̀fẹ́ ní ilé ìsìn sí àgbẹ̀gbẹ̀rẹ̀ ní gbéńgbé tó ní ibi tí ẹ̀wà yìí torí ẹni tí wọ́n pa yìí rájọ ní ilé ẹ̀ nígbà ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn sílẹ̀ wọ́n sára sí ibà ìbí ìtàn tí kò lè sáré dáadáa ni obìnrin ọ̀ṣà kàmọ́ ìgbà ìbí ní tí wọ́n ti pa ẹ̀rọ gàdá ni tí wọ́n so díẹ̀ kan lọ́gbọ́n náà rí ìbọ̀lẹ̀ gan ní ẹ̀sẹ̀ wípé gbígbé extent tó pé díẹ̀ kéré báyìí wọ́n rí tìbọ̀lẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ gàdá ní ọ̀gbọ̀n lélẹ̀.
àṣà ni mo wà kàdá táwọn ìjọba wa ṣe fún wa ní Yorùbá north kò sómi ní ẹ̀kú sí anything wọ́n kàn wá ń parọ́ fún wa wọ́n ń lọ wọ́n ń parọ́ fún wa wọ́n ń lọ.
You fought hard, you worked hard. Yes, Nigeria is surviving. as a nation. And we believe, because of constitutional democracy, we would have asked you to stay on, but you said no. This is constitutional democracy. I'm going back to Daura, my farm, my cows. I miss them. Not that I don't miss you people.
Talks, are you there? Right. Give me 1 second though. Let me get you on. For some reason, I've got okay. Hang on for me, Talks. Yeah, thank you very much. Sorry, I've got a caller that's not directly connected for some reason. Okay, so I am going to put you on note for just 2 minutes to get this done. Then I can start taking calls. Let's try it now. Talks, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Right. I think everybody can hear you now. Sorry, yeah. Your call came in while I was about to play that clip. So here you are. But before you actually speak, by the way, I have 1 or 2 things to say about our trip to the last place we went to, okay? So that video you saw earlier, that was us. This thing we have been talking about on this platform for the past few weeks. So our people are already in the field. They have started making the contact and they have started reaching out to the people. So those, the victims that we met in Yhey North, that we first traced to Benin Republic in Pobe, that we even have to pay to cross the border, register our vehicles, pay to get back, to get out again, and then face Yhey North in the forest, I was told. Oh man. So we ended up having to reach out to over 120 people with a packaged food, okay, as well as their children, which we also shared these exercise books too, right? Over 100 children as well. So this is what we did a few days ago. In fact, just 24 hours ago. Okay, so we are much grateful to our team who are still going places, I must say. Talks, Baba, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, my brother. What's up?
Well,
it's been a while.
Thank you. And it's good to hear from you again. Welcome back from Niger. So how was it?
Well, I didn't go to Nigeria. It was my birthday in January.
Right.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they told me not to come.
Because I've not heard from you in a while, so good.
Yeah, I've been in the background watching everything going on, and it's been great. First of all, I want to wish you happy birthday as well. Yeah, January as well, aren't you?
Of course. The 30th of January, yes. Those days.
Yeah. My birthday was 16 days before yours, so
bless you. Happy birthday to you too. All belated, but yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. First and foremost, I just want to say a big, massive thank you to Princess and her team. In fact, I don't know how she does it. I don't know where she gets the strength from, but Olodumare, she's done a great job. And she's a pure woman of substance. A real big thank you. Also, I called him because over the weekend, I think it was Friday, I was talking to a friend, a good friend of mine, and I was saying, oh, Tinubu that. When okay, Tinubu ba wole nko in Bangladesh man won ki Yoruba Nation ma dide. Because Tinubu don't sponsor Yoruba.
And this
is what my ego said from day one, that Once Tinubu fails, they will not say, yes, I favor Yoruba Nation.
No, everything we have been saying will not make sense. They will condemn Buhari more than you are. Do you think you actually don't like Buhari, Abi? Wait, let this one take flop. You will see these guys.
It has been making sense for a long time. And I was one of the first people that said on your program that number one, we're fighting a religious war in Nigeria.
Yes.
People didn't believe. I said, okay, I know why are you talking? I said, no, it's a religious war. And we've seen it now. Now, it's now become a religious war at the Muye Segbe. APC has taken it Muslim. What's happening next now? They want to start bringing tribal bigotry into it now. So they're now okay. If Tinubu doesn't get, we'll now go for the second option, which is Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation has always been the first option. Tinubu has been the obstacle there. Now, look at what you have done. Look at what you have done. Mayego on his own. Look at what we've reached. The stories that we never heard of before. Princess went to the Republic and brought those stories that, okay, these people are still there. They are suffering there. Look at the people who came out there. Tinubu with all the billions they have stolen from Lagos. Yeah? Couldn't even reach out to still. You know the one mistake that Tinubu made? That he would have gotten Yorubas behind him. When NSAS happened, if Tinubu had revolted against that publicly, I'm telling you,
can't do this. He was paying allegiance, obedience, and he wanted to be loyal completely, and he ordered the case of young people.
Don't go long. You know what Mayego means, Abi? Now, when you talk of Ashiwaju, the front man, Ashiwaju Bubele Yoruba, Tinubu, that word is a mass. Ashiwaju Bubu Yoruba, and you couldn't stand in Lagos State there. They murdered those students and those children, over 100 of them, and you came out and were asking the question. It's not me that ordered the killing. Are you serious for real?
No, he said, what were they doing there? What were they doing there?
No,
they have questions to answer. They told everybody, but they are still there. That's what he said. The following day, after killing those children,
You know that if Tinubu had stood up and said, look, this is wrong. It's illegal. It can't be happening. He would be in Obi's position today, and I'm telling you, he will have the whole Yoruba and Igbo nation behind him. Say, this man is a truth here, but Tinubu failed and he flopped. Now they're trying to buy it now. Look at it now.
They killed the daughter of the leader of Yoruba, Emefiele Baba. You are going far. He was asking, where are the cows? What are you saying?
Yeah.
Remember that now?
Look at it now. The point is that APC is now fighting APC. Okay, now, Mayego, you are APC, I'm APC. Mayego has done well. I can now go on the cloud and say, based on what Mayego has done, I want to do better. Now you're fighting APC, they're fighting APC. You're not saying that they're fighting somebody.
Then you're telling me that I'm F level, F9 parallel, and you want to take over from the same party.
From F9
parallel.
So are you going to move to F9 parallel? Look, let me tell you something. You see, this trajectory, this trilogy they brought in, one from the north, Atiku, Tinubu, Yoruba, Obi, Igbo. That is the best formula to destroy that country, and it's happening now. Look at what they're doing to the people. I saw some videos of people breaking into banks. Can you imagine, just to get their own currency to feed?
Be like this week. Just wait for this week.
My brother, in fact, fear they catch me.
I mean, you have every right to be worried. Thank you so much. That's Tokumbo, Ola Tokumbo. I prefer calling him Talks. Now, I also have here another veteran. Ken, is that you?
That is me, Mayego. How are you?
I know, see me sounding like a smart man. And the only trick is because you haven't changed your profile picture. So it's easier. They will say, oh, who was that? I say, yeah, I know the color. How are you, Ken?
I'm fine. You're a great man. You know that?
I just gave you the trick. The trick is that you haven't changed your profile picture, all right? If somebody uses that same profile picture and they are not you, I could get tricked and get outed. I just have to say it now, so that in case next time I see a picture, I say, oh, is that Ken? Then I proudly say, oh, hi, Ken. And somebody says, no, this is Jamil from Spain. That would be so embarrassing. So please don't change that profile picture. Don't. And don't share it.
No problem.
Uh-huh.
Well, no problem.
Brilliant. So how are you, Ken? It's been a while.
I'm fine. I'm great. I know. How are you? How is the family?
I've been surviving. Let me tell you one thing, right? Let me tell you something. People started noticing that I don't know if some of you have, right? People started sending me messages. They are feeling concerned for me. Mayego, your eyeballs on the side is always is getting red. What happened? You need some rest. Somebody said you need vitamin D, I mean, you need a vitamin and all. I said, you know, go work. The last 18 months, my life have been turned upside down. When you are sleeping is when I'm awake, because I've got an 8-month-old daughter and another 7-year-old son. And here I am. They see me as the father and the father of the house that has to be make up and cover up for things that the madam cannot handle. Sure you get.
That's a lot of work.
Sure you get. So I don't go to bed most of the time until 4 a.m. And I'm still going to have to be up by 7 a.m. or 8 to take my son to school. Then do a few other runnings, appointments here and there. Then still some few hours sleep in the afternoon. And then I am back to it again. That's my life in the last 8 months. Sure you get.
Wow.
So if my eyes, they do like say I did dull. It can't be like say I just woke up. Don't worry. I've I have acclimatized. And that's why I'm advising people that if once you turn 30, and you never born, Baba, I feel sorry for you. It's no easy. So Ken, thank you so much. I'm fine. That's the bottom of the whole story. I'm fine, except for every other thing that people might be imagining. Kiloshe, why is his eyes always red? This guy need vitamin. He no go work. So go on, Ken.
Thank you, my ego. So let me share this intelligence report that I'm picking up from some of my colleagues. So currently, what is going on in APC versus APC is real. I want your audience to know this. It is real.
It is.
Now, how is it real? Is that it is between Tinubu's chronics, his groups, and right there in the seat of power in Abuja. Now, the intelligence report is that Tinubu knew fully well from the beginning that very fateful episode he did in Ogun State when he said a Miloko and he was abusing Dapo, that he was, if it was not him. So that prior to before that meeting, and this is a privileged information, prior to before that meeting, he knew that Buhari had already picked who he wants. And then they gave Tinubu a concession that he was going to get this and that. And that this and that he was going to get was huge. Just to let the other aspects of the presidency go. But because you and I know fully well who Tinubu is, if it's not what he wants, he is going to throw everybody under the bus.
And I think that's what he's about to do.
Exactly. So that is what is going on like now. The Agboros are about to kick off tomorrow, from tomorrow now, in protest of some of those in-house fighting going on in APC versus APC now. So please be on the lookout. You are going to see some few couple of here and there throwing out there in the street. And then,
and I mean, they are already creating some fake CLOs. Okay, civil liberty organization have been a civil organization, all those things, NGOs, they are already creating so many of them right now as you are watching this, fake. Now, like you said, they have started, they have moved logistics across Nigeria right now. You know, they said they have suspended their campaign. Some of the governors have suspended their campaigns because of this. Do you know that too, Abi? Yes. Now, the money for campaign.
That was why I was telling you that those things are already in the pipeline. They're about to kick off from tomorrow.
God bless you.
You're going to be on the...
Because you know what I believe is that the money they are using to do campaign, okay, they want to use that now to sponsor protests. Since they can pay people to gather in a stadium, Abi, why not pay them to be on the streets? And organize some artists to play for them, perform for them. And make it look like the country is about to go aflame. Now, in their mind, they are believing that they want to outplay Buhari now. In their mind, they are like, we'll force his hand because they are suspecting him that Buhari wanted to throw Nigeria into anarchy so as to declare a state of emergency and there will be no election. So they want to beat him to it. Right? But last, like you said.
And don't forget, that was the same thing. That was the same thing he did. Yeah, that was the same thing he did during the primaries. You remember?
I know. He forced their hand, make all those threats. And now, I believe. But it can't be like say this one in Nigeria is bigger than APC. So it's a big, large scale thing. And it's just unraveling.
Exactly.
I believe.
Now, coming back, that one is already on the pipeline. That one is kicking in from tomorrow. So that's why, if you recall, Marigo, during the last time I spoke to you, you recall I said this is going to be a series. It's going to be a series whereby we're going to see how the whole thing is going to implode all the way down to the election and after election. That is one part. The other part is that Naira redesign and the fuel scarcity. That which you are seeing, Marigo, that is just a cakewalk. What you are seeing is a cakewalk.
Yeah.
From tomorrow, the other aspects of the oil industry are going to kick in. The banking aspect is going to kick in. Now, the private group and both his private group and all those agboros, all of them now are already fuming now because why? The money is not flowing. Why?
It's not.
Because they cannot use what that old note is. And today is the 5th.
It's 5th. They have just 5 days to go.
5 days to go.
You know their problem, right? You know one of their problem is that they are asking Buhari to let the old note and the new note exist together. So you can spend the old one, you can spend the new one. So that will give them a leverage. I mean, once they say, yeah, you can spend the old one and new one, okay? Because people know they collect the old one anymore now. It's a war. If you have the old notes now, they don't want to see it, they don't want to touch them. So if they have to give people money during elections, they have stockpiled this old money. Sure you get. So they are forcing his hand to say, let the two of them exist. Baba, I don't understand though.
The situation, my ego, let me just narrow it down. Then I'll finish up. The situation here is that if you recall during the military era, when the June 12th election happened, and then they came back and said because of cheating, mass voting, this and that, they annoyed the election, they brought the interim government. That is part of the option. Currently, the option that Buhari and his CPC people are already
working on. Exactly now, because Baba, we have said it many times. You remember that we have always been like this since last year, saying all these things, all these things will happen, and the way they are going to happen, right? It's just going to be like a majority will be like, I don't believe this is happening. Now it's all making sense when APC now are using the word. El Rufai said they want to start government. I mean, Interim National Government (ING). Tinubu said they want to stop election by instigating this violence of scarcity, so that when the violence starts, right, there will be no election. So he started singing, "Ahmad Dibo, we will vote, and I'm going to win. We will vote, and I'm going to win." They can hide the fuel, they can hide the money, they can recolor the money, do all of that. But all these are now more or less like they are now coming to that same thing we have been saying all this while, that this Buhari and gang, last, maybe it's actually what is meant to be. Like people said, if Buhari has done nothing, if he's not done anything right all this while, right? The fact that it's made everybody in Nigeria to know their place, and in fact, further solidify the reasons why some said we don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore, then that's a good job he's done. He might have failed in everything else, but he made all of us know our place. You are Yoruba man, your place be this. You are Igbo man, and your place be this. Not the form one Nigeria here. That's what Buhari taught us.
Just all I want you to do is please have your diary by your side.
It's always on.
And be writing out the series. It's still continuing. I don't know what series, whether we're in series 2 or series 3 now.
It doesn't even matter. As long as we are not missing any episode, sure you get. It doesn't matter the series. We will be available for it. And the diary will keep every bit of it. Please, thank you, Ken.
Please, my one more thing, please.
Yeah, right.
Princess, please, tell Princess, great job. But please, I'm very, like I've always said, I'm very concerned of their safety. It's key, very, very key here.
Very, very
please,
key.
Wherever they are going, wherever they are moving to, please, I will advise, please, from intelligent point of view, you understand? Keep those information on the wrap until it's executed and then you can come out and say you have done this. That's fine. But I would like to say, please keep them on the wrap a little bit, because you don't know you see what is going on in Nigeria.
I know, like they say, life is a teacher. Yeah, I'll tell you something, Ken, for raising that. Okay, let your mind be at rest. All right, the video clip you watched today was done since yesterday. In fact, the editing and all of that was done when they were back home in Lagos before they sent it to me.
Great.
Now, as I got the clip, I'm only using the clip 24 hours after. Same is also happening. And when you talk about their movement, we have added security to their detail now. Unlike before. Sure, you get
Great job.
And like you said, a lot of this information about their movement, where they're going to be next and all of that, are always going to be kept by me, not public. Okay? So we are learning all the time, and we are hoping for the best. Nice one, Ken. Thank you so much for thank you. I'll take another call. Here. Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, sir. Thanks for asking.
Well, I want to say thank you for the good job.
Thank you, sir.
It's been amazing back to back today. And the Sunday sermon was good. I wake up this morning to say that.
You saw me when I was like doing, it's been a while, okay? And sometimes I just don't sir, I don't kind of always want people to see that part of me all the time. I always reserve it for that once in a week or once in a time, and I call it the sermon. Okay? Well, I'm glad that you saw that and you're not angry, because,
No, not at all. It was a breakfast for me, because when I woke up, I got the notification. That's what woke me up this morning. Beautiful. So that was my breakfast. Thank you. And I want to say thank you to the guys. Ọlọ́run tó ṣọ́ wọn lọ débi kíbi tó bá ń lọ, Ọlọ́run á máa ṣọ́ wọn lọ gbogbo àwọn tó ń jọ lọ síbẹ̀ náà ló máa padà láyọ̀ àtàlàáfíà. And like we've been saying now, this is just the beginning.
It is.
So I think I found APC and APC yẹn lẹ̀ fúnra àwọn ọmọ fúnra àwọn lóògùn. Kọ́tà ń sọ last 2 years ago, last year, only materialize it. They have not seen anything.
Because I'm dragging you about one way. The bar lórí burúkú kan lẹ́ni wú ẹ̀ lórí social media tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ kí ni ọgbẹ́ni wá ẹjọ́ padà má gbé Yorùbá wọ Tinubu àtẹ̀yìn àti gbogbo ẹnikẹ́ni máa ṣorí burúkú yín o kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ má tìjú wọn rárá, ẹ má tẹ̀ bá wọn lọ máa sọ pé what has Tinubu done for Yoruba people? What has waste time ara yín ni ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ gbígbá wọn pé wá ẹ kó orí burúkú yín sọ̀hún, ẹ má dárúkọ Yorùbá mọ́ nǹkan tẹ́ ń kọ o.
Ẹ má kọ́ má dárúkọ Yorùbá mọ́
Yorùbá sọ̀tọ̀ kẹlẹ́ máa ṣorí burúkú yín láàrin ara yín bí tẹ́tí kí n ṣe o.
Yorùbá in the first place, ẹ wo àwọn tó wà ń pò bẹ̀yẹn. Wọ́n ti gbàgbé wọn síbẹ̀ yẹ pé wọ́n ò exist. Adé náà so.
Àwọn èèyàn ń ṣe èèyàn, wọ́n ń ṣe èèyàn nígbà tí third name wọn ò kì í ṣe Tinubu Ọbásanjọ́ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. So why it ṣe máa matter?
Ọlọ́run ọba ọlọ́jọ́ èdè wọ́n ṣe ń fún ọ̀gbẹ́ni yẹn, Ọlọ́run àbá àjẹ kan fún gbẹ. Kí
kẹ́bọ̀dé padà wálé káwá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ni wá bára wa sọ tọrọ.
Àdéhùn aṣọ àpèlọ ọmọ àlè ń gbà yẹn pé ṣojú ẹ̀ ti tán sí. Ó yà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò jókòó sí àwọn alámàdé máa pàṣẹ fún wọn gbà. So Ọlọ́run ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ fọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run kúrò níbi eléyìí sìn.
irọ́ eléyìí mi láì kiri eléyìí ṣe rí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ mọ̀kọ́ ẹ ti sọ nǹkan tán láti ṣe. Kì í ṣe pé ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ pé gbogbo ẹ ti sú mi jàre àfi kọ́lọ́run dẹ̀ gbà wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni màá ti sáré kọ́ṣọ̀ yín. Pé àìsà ẹ fọlọ́run lẹ̀ ń bí mú solution kankan wá first tẹ máa sọ ni pé kọ́lọ́ so nígbà yẹn ti mú solution wá yẹn sí alẹ́ wá sọ pé gbogbo ọ̀tá sọ Yorùbá ìfẹ́ ṣe ìta bá ṣe gbogbo ilé kọ́lọ́ wa bá wa gbà o nígbà yẹn wá ti yẹn ló ń pè pé pray and work no be so sir. Ọlọ́run bá gbà bẹ́ ṣe rò tó jẹ́ èròǹgbà yín yẹn tẹ́tí àti mọ̀ sí pé tá a bá ro nǹkan a lè ṣe ṣẹ́mọ̀ tá a bá sọ pé a fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan a lè ṣe èyí tá a bá tí ì tó ṣe kò mí pa a lè ṣe but èyí tá a bá tó ṣe tá a bá sọ pé a máa ṣe àwa sọ pé kọ́lọ́run bá wa fa dédé ńgbà yẹn that's work o ṣe wish God bless you sir.
It's not a wish.
Ìyẹn o ṣe wish wọ́n gbà yẹn à ń sọ ni pé fèrè síṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wa o. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ sọ pé máa bùkún iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ yín. Ó ní láti níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́. Ṣẹ́gẹ́sà.
Káwọn obedient máa fún lápá kan.
Wọ́n máa fún wọn lọ́rùn lọ́tún lọ́sì.
Máa bá fún wọn lápá kejì.
Ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Almighty Allah be with you, my God.
Amen, Baba. Allow thank you.
And we all continue to pray for Princess. Nah, but we have to. And before one is before her.
Benny.
So, just like the way you keep it the way it is right now. I think I feel like
exactly.
Anybody.
God bless you.
So, yeah, you are doing a good job. Thank you, my God.
Thank you so much, sir, for stopping by as well. God bless you. I love that. So, yeah, I have another person on the line.
Yeah.
I know.
My general.
Mr. Taiwo, how are you, sir?
Happy Sunday.
Same to you.
Today na double. I saw you on the Sunday sermon, although I have not listened.
I know it's been a while that I did double, but you know, if I have to do double, it must worth it, and I'm glad I had the strength to do that tonight.
I understand. You are appreciated, General.
Thank you, sir.
Níbo ni bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lálẹ́, ó ti pẹ́ tá ti sọ̀rọ̀ lórí platform. Ọ̀rọ̀ dẹ̀ pọ̀ nílẹ̀ báyìí.
Mo mọ̀. Èyí tó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé when it is right, láti meet, ó ti yẹ yín sìn, we will meet, and it's almost soon, very soon. Mo fẹ́ kí nǹkan tó yẹ pé táwa máa pàdé wa yẹn ti get in sìn. Like bá ṣe the last time, it will be on something substantial. Tá máa lè fún ní follow up. Ọ̀rọ̀ dẹ̀ pọ̀ nílẹ̀, like you said. I can let it tidy up and saying it. So yeah, very soon, Baba.
Mayegun, ibi tọ́rọ̀ Nàìjíríà dé, mo fẹ́ sọ àwọn nǹkan kan nípa Nàìjíríà.
Go ahead, sir.
Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ nǹkan kan nípa nǹkan tó yẹ kí àwa máa ṣe ní ìsìn. Number one, we must not be noise maker.
No.
Alone. We will make noise. We have to make noise now.
But the right one.
We have to make noise. Yes,
right,
we have to make noise.
I like that. Go on, sir.
Yes, the noise that we are waking the people, a noise that will redirect the people to the right path. Then, number two, we must not be looking why they are destroying themselves. We must be building now because one prepare how we are going to minimize the electoral budget. They go spoil ground.
It's almost
but we must be ready. We must be ready to minimize their spoiling the ground by already creating the premise to build our nation. Then, there is no angle Nigeria will go. I keep telling everybody, to me, Nigeria is no more. Hello, sir.
I am with you, 100%, sir.
I just read an article, and maybe a Fulani man or an Hausa man wrote it. A professor sent it to me. The plan of Buhari people, how they will bring article in, because they don't want power to come to the south.
You know what?
Even in the, like I said,
let me use money. Let me use money and a picking cloth, because I don't know if I feel use a child to block your mouth. That would be too big for that mouth. But you know one thing, this article just mentioned. Do you know, or should I say, I should add it to what you just said, that the last 48 hours has also heightened the tension that confirmed what you just said, as more and more of the APC supposed people are now trooping into Atifu's PDP. You know something? They said Atifu is a northerner and they will rather back him. And it seems that it is already happening. I just thought I should add that to what you said there.
Now
they want the power to remain northern Nigeria and damn the consequences. Go on, sir.
Let me start from top. Sir, they are all confused. But let me start from Buhari. If Buhari allows power to go to PDP, he will be in trouble because anybody that can talk to Buhari, the way Saraki Dino Melaya others will deal with you, you don't spoil ground. Even the Fulanis are divided. The Erufai will not want power to go to Atiku, and they will tell Buhari, Oga, the way these people go show us. That is why the Fulanis are divided. As I said, they are all confused. Let me quickly give you the detail of the letter. A Fulani man or an Hausa man wrote it, and it's a learned person. He said, El-Rufai, Governor Buruji or whatever, the one that the only I've forgotten his name, when they got what they were planning, using Emefiele and then MPC, what their plan was, the only way we can do this thing is APC has already spoiled everything. Let's now use petrol wahala and naira wahala to scatter the whole thing. And you will realize that CBN is also distributing new notes in the north.
Yes.
They are not distributing in the south. What is King Bogogini Egbe? Ejeka da south zero. Let's try to calm the north because we know that vote will come from the north. Now, where I'm going is this. Whether election hold or election does not hold, whether Atiku wins, whether Jagaban wins, whether Peter Obi wins, in Gaton Bole, you want to ballet, Kosugaton Nigeria, ma. Kosi the one lady. If they like, let them pack it for Atiku, let them pack it for Tinubu. And that is why we should start the work now.
Yes.
We are making noise to redirect people. We are educating the people now to get ready.
Yes.
Even among the Yorubas, Sherry, if you see any Yorubas going to Tinubu's line, they are deep fools. Deep fools. They should tell me what they have gained from Oshibaju. They should tell me what they have gained from Obasanjo, all the Obasanjo's 8 years. Now they are following Obasanjo again now. Some Yorubas say they want to support Obi. What good has Obasanjo done for Nigeria? Our Baluje Jati. Kila Rigba, láti 1960. Kila Rigba, láti 1967. Kila Rigba, láti 1999. Are we fools in Nigeria? Where is our education?
Thank you so much, Mr.
These people, whether Buhari, whether Oshibaju, whether Obasanjo, whether whoever, whether Tinubu, these people, they don't mean well for us. Let us bring back our mind and awaken our senses and get back our land. Nigeria oti idaoro. What can create a man mess up before one Nigeria?
Thank you, sir. Let me take another
Hello,
one.
sir.
You have a good night, Mr. Taiwo. I have another caller, Osita. Is that you?
That is me, your brother.
One name.
Your brother that you have turned to your disciple.
Here you go, because you are one of the people who are my international hype men. People where they give me title from the early stage. Because you saw that in me a while back, and I've got so many titles from you. You know that. So yeah, you are my brother.
Yes, I've always told people how you blended me to love Mazin and the Khan.
Bless you.
He's an Igbo brother. His place from my place is less than 35 minutes journey. But trust me, you brought me closer to his ideology. And I always tell you, thank you.
Osita.
You know.
Thank you, by the way, because you've been one of the veterans. And yeah, I'm happy that our path crossed and we still share same path. The path of justice.
Yeah.
Like we all do, right? Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Doesn't matter whether you're Igbo or Hausa or Yoruba. It doesn't really matter if you're a Christian or Muslim. An injustice to one should be what? An injustice to all. So yeah, I appreciate our friendship. Osita, please.
Yeah. Let me start with this particular point. I want us to look at everything that is happening. I am going to talk to the southern part of that enclave, that thing called Nigeria. You see, we have lacked what is called cohesion. we have lost what is called collaboration. In politics, there must be cohesiveness and collaboration. I want people to look at it. The landmass in the north and then the south. Believe me, the south cannot really talk about southwest and southeast. How much more talking about south? If you look at the map. But when you look at the map in the north, it can actually tell you the northwest and the northeast. I hope I'm right.
Man, now, you have the map on your screen, and this is a particular one that is actually like named, you know, in a way that you can know who is where and when, right? Where everybody is located. If you check your screen right now, there is another one, right? That one is not so listed. It's just like the one that can be like partitioning. Sure, you get. Continue, Sita. You are on track. I'll leave it on the screen so that it will help your illustration.
When you look at it, the people of the south keep shouting, "Oh, Yoruba, Igbo, Yoruba, Igbo." While the people in that north, especially their elite, are not trying to tell you what they say is Hausa Fulani. And we in the south will never say Igbo Yoruba. What we will say is Yoruba and Igbo. While the northerners will not say Hausa and Fulani. What they say is Hausa Fulani. So now, what am I trying to say? Just look at what is happening right now. Like you just said a couple of minutes ago, people are moving from APC to PDP. Remember, I've said this 10 times without number, that what we know in the South, what we know is political parties. But in the North, they recognize power. They don't recognize political parties. So what did they do? They planted themselves in all political groups. So that whenever they want to do their abracadabra, they will do it. And because they will tell you, oh, in APC this time they said, oh, it will go to the north. Then the PDP, they dragged it, they said it's a fair game. Anybody can go. So this is the game that we in the South, we don't know. Because we refuse to know that we are all suffering the same injustice in the hands of these few people, these minorities. I call them minorities, both in population. The North and the South can never be the same. Both in mineral resources, what we can bring onto the table, the South is the one playing most of the major role. So that's the reason I call them the minority. But at the end of the day, the minority turned into becoming majority. They dictate how we will live our life. They will dictate to you who is an infidel and who is not an infidel.
Can you even
they will
believe
dictate
that?
To you. Yes, they will dictate to you who is to obey Nigerian constitution and who is to obey Sharia constitution. You see how we played into their hands. So all these things that we are seeing, that, oh, I told you from the beginning of this of me coming into this program, that a time will come, the Northerners, all of them, they will move to the back of their person. And that is what is playing out. That is what we are seeing. APC today is a conglomerate.
I mean,
it is a group
El Rufai confessed. See, El Rufai confessed that there are some people inside Boko Haram's government who want the power to remain in northern Nigeria. For real? That they even have a candidate?
Yes.
Lawan, Ahmed Lawan was their candidate. And when they lost, they decided to make sure what? To sabotage the southerner. Tinubu is a member of their party. For another northerner. Osita, you said it years back. It's happening. Even before anybody became candidate of any party. We've always been saying this.
What happened in the in that APC was, everybody knows, Buhari came from CPC, right? None of his people, neither him or his people, can win any election.
They couldn't win any election 3 times for 12 years. That's right.
So what did they do? They merged and said, okay, we will take the mantle of leadership. I'm going to go for the presidency. Meanwhile, you guys from the other side of the parties, the people that came from PDP, the people that came from Tinubu's camp,
ACL.
Everybody will now gather. Yes, you will vote. I mean, you will vouch for the election, and you will get the
They will
state
pick
governor.
the winner among you.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they got presidency. The CPC got the presidency. They occupied the Aso Rock.
Yes.
If you watch most of the ministers, they are from CPC. Go and look at it. Most of the ministers are from
that
CPC.
Is true. 100%.
Yes. So they occupied the Aso Rock and just said, okay, you guys can go and occupy the state
party.
government.
No, they should go and occupy the party. And since then, APC party is just like a mess. You know it. Go on.
Yeah. So now, then you look at it some few months back, Buhari came out openly and said, the presidency, and said, that it's the state governors that are eating the money, because most of the state governors are not actually from CPC. You get it? So now, you are looking at a fighting, an in-house fighting. El-Rufai is from PDP.
Yes.
But a time will come between this week and next week. There is going to be another crack in the APC. They will become three people. They will become three bodies in the other three associations in
three
one
factions fighting themselves for who is going to be. God.
Yeah. You will now see the people from PDP. They will be the one to move back to PDP, and they will cause a crack, just like what we have seen in the later days of this week that just passed.
PDP at the time.
So everything boils down to one thing, and the one thing that it boils down is gross misconduct, economic manipulation, embezzlement of public funds. Remember, before we used to hear about millions missing.
Billions 40 million,
but
60 million.
Now,
then it started going to hundreds of millions.
Now it's but you know now, we don't talk about billions in Nigeria anymore. We talk about trillions.
Trillions now.
That is missing. Put yourself that you are a bad man like Buhari and you are spoiled everywhere. Put yourself in Buhari's position. Do you think you will want to give somebody the power? My brother.
Hang on, Sita. Normally people will say it is conspiracy theory. But at the same time, now the same people who tell us about conspiracy theory back then also told us that if we fail to learn from history, we are doomed to repeat the same. Are you with me, Osita?
Yes, you're totally right. So tell me, if you were in Buhari's shoes and you're a bad man and you think you want to trust anybody with the power so that the person comes into Aso Rock and discover all the things that you have done. No, it's not possible. So what are they going to do?
Meanwhile, you remember that man, my Lafia, who said that they were going to start a civil war. Nigeria has been burying our own, they have been burying the people without a war before the end of last year. But do you know that this year, meanwhile, my Lafia also said all of these are just to escalate the chaos so that the Fulanis, they won't leave power. Okay, they may end up starting a government of interim government, interim national government, ING.
That is where I am coming to.
But you now know that Tinubu and the El-Rufai are already using that word now. There are some people inside Buhari's government, the Fulani CPC there, they want to use the fuel scarcity, money scarcity to create anarchy that will then make election impossible. Baba, Tinubu and Co are saying the same thing that my Lafia said over a year ago before he died.
If you remember, sometimes last year, months before the primary, you see, anybody who is a leader of people, don't underestimate the person he receives government intel somehow, one way or the other, especially these pastors that you are looking at. These pastors that you are looking at. Because they have members who are sick in one parastatal or the other.
That's right.
You remember Pastor Chris Okotie came out and said that this whole charade about this election, that is not going to work. That Buhari should create Interim National Government headed by him. Do you know that thing he said? He got that intelligence from somebody who could be his member. After all, he's a politician too.
Abi? And they go to them to talk to them and seek spiritual advice and all of that. So he could get it from any of them that they are planning a Interim National Government to pass on.
So all these things you are looking at, the CPC guys who are actually Buhari, they have their options. They have option 1, they have option 2, and they have their third option. I am telling you, at the end of the day, they are not trusting anybody to hand that power over. They are not going to do it for P2B. I doubt it. Because there are still some level of people who are radicals in that obese movement too. They cannot trust Tinubu because this one, if you remember that tape that you normally play between, I think, the former Ogun State governor
and Shetima. Amos and Shetima.
Amos and Shetima. Shipman said that they don't even want Buhari in the first place. Did you remember that?
I remember that.
That they wish
that it was Kwakwanso. That it was Kwakwanso they wanted. That one is more radical than Buhari.
That one is more radical. So what am I trying to tell you? Is that even Tinubu being with Shetima doesn't even know what he's toying with.
He has no clue.
He has no clue. Everybody should remember when MK Abiola won the election, who was the first person to pull out from MK Abiola? That was Babagana Kinjide.
That's right, his own vice.
That was his own vice. I am telling you, I stand upon it, and I've been talking about this.
Wait, Osita. You see the way you are like bringing all these things, eh? Even if you don't get into my head too now, that when the whole card comes down, even Shetima will abandon thiefnubu and go back to his people. Is that what you're trying to say?
That is what I am trying to tell you. When this whole thing comes down, you will see they will have a natural play, because I've been talking about this for the past 3 years on this particular program.
Yes.
They will go inside and tell you that, the politicians are corrupt. And they have evidence that all of them are corrupt.
They do. They have all the compromise on all of them.
On all of them. At the end of the day, they will not be able to say anything. And I pray that it's going to happen like that. Because
I actually want it to happen.
That is when we, that question we've been asking all this while, that is when we will have that answer. I pray that it happens that way.
Baba, that's my own prayer. Definitely. That's why I said that I wish some of the prayers I pray can actually happen, right? So that this whole thing, they will choke themselves. They won't find any way out of it. They won't find any means of getting out of the old thing. Baba, they will remain confused, and the day will come.
Baba,
last minute, they will postpone the election.
Baba, 1 minute.
Go on.
Yeah, Baba, 1 minute. If he doesn't get to the extreme, if he knows kata, my grandfather used to say it in Igbo language, Ogesu, Ogedo. If he knows kata,
say it in Igbo before you tell me the meaning. Say it in Igbo, the way your grandfather was saying it.
Yes, Ogesu, Ogedo. Yes, which is, if we never fight them to the last, we will never settle it. So, we pray.
You know what we call it in Yoruba? In Yoruba, we have something similar. We'll say, in fact, no be everything. I'll say that one in English, right? It says, no be everything, peace they fix, and no be everything, war they destroy. Sometimes you have to fight to fix something. Sometimes you have to be peaceful to fix something. And if you no spoil, you no need to fix some. Now, Nigeria will have to...
A message, the final one.
Yeah.
A message for whosoever thinks that is an elite in Nigeria, especially the southern part of Nigeria. A message to all of you. I know you are watching this program. Let me tell you, everything that you guys are doing, at the end of the day, it will fall into place for us to make sure that we shift that cap from all of you, your head. That is one advice I'm giving to you.
God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Osita, my brother, God bless you for stopping by. I have another person on the line. Let me see if, that failed. Sorry. if your call came through now and then suddenly stopped or dropped, okay, I am going to check that out, okay, sorry. And then it seems that Tokes is also calling back. How come all of them are like going, okay, hang on. Right. I think I got this. Hello there.
Yeah, my going, it's me. Sorry, I had to call back again.
Right.
Thank God for Osita.
Go on, please.
Okay. Yeah, Osita, thank you so much for your contribution. In fact, you nailed it fast, you nailed itself. Now, Maigo, I want to demystify something that
Since you are hearing an echo, you might need to move away from that, where have you, or
is it better now?
Or you're mute it or mute the broadcast. Yeah, go on, Baba. We'll try it. Go on.
Okay, is it better now? Is it better now?
I think it is. But go on. I'll tell you if I need to send the echo in again.
Something that El Rufai said. You know, they were saying the local governments in the north are more than the ones in the south. Now, we did this before, and you did it on Google Maps. Please pick 10 local governments in Kano State, and pick 10 local governments in Ogun State. Do the schematic on it. Look at the volume of people living in that place compared to the one in Kano. We need to demystify the north, that the north is not even half as much as the south. They keep claiming the numbers. That's why they keep dropping numbers. Okay, because of the volume of land they have, they keep dropping that, we're more than you because you got land. It's not the land. The population in the south is twice as, in fact, the population in the north, in fact, it's not even 1/10 of the south.
Wow.
Let's look into that. Let's demystify for them. Because in fact, I can't say anything more than what Osita said. I've completely said everything I wanted to say. In fact, I'm even shocked because he dug out some things and I'm thinking, wow, where's Osita coming from?
I know.
But let's demystify that.
It got to a point whereby I started feeling like, this guy, if I let him continue, he's just going to continue to get into my head because it's just making so much sense.
Osita has done some deep.
That you ended up
Osita has done some deep. Yeah, he has done some deep research that, in fact, that's why I was motivated to call back again. I don't call double time. You understand? But let us find a way to demystify that more.
Yeah, you have made me to go and put on the Google Earth. It's so amazing hello there.
I'm so lucky today, GOTOT.
Papa, I am so happy you called back. I picked it up earlier and it dropped. I'm like, I wish you could get in again. And I'm glad you've just gone through. How are you, sir?
I'm so happy. I'm happy to have you. Thank you. Gio.
Sir.
I don't know what to say for what you are doing, you and Princess. And God Almighty will continue to be with you guys.
Amen.
God will be with you.
Amen.
My ego.
Sir.
And I wish you your birthday, belated birthday.
Yes,
God
sir.
will continue to be with you.
Amen.
Wash your podulaye. So you permit me to speak Yoruba a little bit.
You are permitted to speak what you can as long as you're communicating. And if you mix them together, sir, you'll be doing a lot of us no favor. Yeah, but go on, speak Yoruba. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I will try to speak English. I will try.
I know.
Okay. When I'm seeing what you are doing and Princess, I don't know what to say. I'm so marvelous and happy for what you have been doing. And God will be with you, my ego. God will be with you.
Amen.
You are my therapy. Whenever I'm looking at you, this morning I wake up, I see that you are in the temple. I say, yes, I'm not sleeping no more.
And I like to warn people before then and say, listen, some of you like the way my ego is talking. I like the way this guy talks and all of that. It's quite so calm. And
yes.
Sunday sermon is different too. I feel sound like talk, like somebody will be saying, he goes, why is he talking like that? That's why I warn people. I say, if you are politically correct, I will advise, don't watch it because you are likely going to be like, you could still pass the message without insulting them. Now, my ego, no, I can't.
No.
I have to insult them. I have to curse them. I have to abuse. I have to say all of that to pass my message. And
do whatever you can do. I like that. I like that. My ego, I like that. You and you too. I don't know if possible because when I watch Princess at Pobe or what they call them. You see Pobe?
Pobe, and then back to Yoruba North in a car is called which is not far from Oja Odon, by the way. Yes.
Yes.
You're right, sir.
I nearly shed tears. So I don't know, Mr. Taiwo have said it last week. If possible, if I can see someone among them to get their phone number, because I got some materials like clothes, like my kids' clothes, which we can send to them. If I get someone to speak to,
we'll be very, very glad to have them. And yes, sir, there are means of getting to them. Okay, I will make that available. Let me give you one of them, sir. It is a direct one because you are. I mean, let me see if I still have it. Yeah, I do. Now you see on this screen, sir. Yeah, there. If you look at the screen, you can tell somebody to screenshot this for you. Sure, you get. You see at the bottom of this book, at the bottom.
Okay.
Yes, sir. At the bottom, you will see numbers there. Their WhatsApp number. There's email.
Yes, I join you at the middle of the something.
No. You can watch your screen right now. Are you anywhere where you can see this broadcast apart from the phone call, sir? Are you anywhere near that?
Yes.
Now, if you can see me, if you take a look at your screen for this program broadcast that me and you are talking, don't worry about your voice being delayed. But if you look at your screen right now, sir, yeah, you will see.
Okay, I'll go back on my TV.
No, wala. So if you have to walk back inside the house, okay, you will see the numbers on your screen. It's boldly there.
Oh, okay. I'll screenshot it. Yes.
You see them now?
Yes.
Those two numbers are direct numbers for Yoruba Union. Those are our phones.
Okay.
They are not princess number. Any number, any message that goes into these numbers, they will be responded as response from Yoruba Union in Nigeria.
Oh, thank you.
So if you want to give them anything, if you want to, you know what I mean? They will discuss all the process with you. They will guide you. And then, we are trying to build on that, sir. So yes.
Okay.
Please
I will do that.
Okay, yeah. Go on, sir.
I will do that. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you.
And you too.
Yes. About this Tinubu you are talking about.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure Tinubu is a human being. I think Yoruba say Akudaya. Maybe it's Akudaya. Honestly, maybe it's Akudaya. We don't know where it's from.
Toba adopt you. Asha ma want to be. There be
one or
2-3 people to witness the adoption.
Yes.
She gets.
Yes.
Somebody, but there should be record. But this is somebody who is not proud of that. And that is the person somebody will now call me Omoale for not believing in. Timomo Yami, Timomo Babami.
Yes. We don't know where he's schooling. We don't know primary school. We don't know secondary school.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. My God will bless you, honestly.
When did Yoruba turn to that? I mean, look around us.
I don't know. I don't know how we find ourselves. Yes.
They don't really matter anymore.
Yes.
Just go and make some money. Do anything. Sell drugs.
Look at. You say something about what he did in Lagos. I living at Agege before. There was public water everywhere. During Tinubu, you can't find anything no more.
It's gone.
And people are saying that he did something in Lagos. He did nothing. Yes.
He did nothing.
He did nothing.
If not for the Fashola that finally came in and started doing this and that here and there.
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest now. Shebi Oshoba did governor in Ogun State. What did Oshoba do in Ogun State? What did Bisi Akode, what did he do in Oshun? That actually really standing till today. Nothing. Their friend Agagu in Ondo. No, before Agagu, no. Adebayo, Adeniyi Adebayo. Àwọn tí AD nígbà yẹn tẹ́ bá rántí lẹ́kìtì. Ondo ta ló wà London time here. There is a man tó wà London kí lórúkọ torúkọ ẹ̀ sálọ fún mi AD lòun náà. What did they do? What did they leave behind? Now they are now claiming what Fashola did. Waiting and what he actually did for Lagos and the rest of it is that he collected taxes. He's a tax collector. And that's why the only legacy he has is that the official company collecting the tax for Lagos State today, Alpha Beta, that is his legacy. Go around everywhere. They will be pointing at Fashola and pointing at Ambode stuff. They will say, Tinubu turned around Lagos.
Yes. He did nothing. Mayegun, God bless you. I didn't get you to enter Temple of Truth so these days. I'm so happy today that
happy that you made it tonight.
Thank you, Mayegun. God will bless you.
Amen. And
thank you.
You have a good night. I have somebody here, Ade Farati. Yeah, that's the person I want to remember. He's dead now. Ade Farati in Ondo. They were so bad that ordinary trick, a simple promise from Obasanjo, made the rest of them who couldn't face the people, Yorubas, that gave them the election and all of that in 1999. They couldn't go back and face the Yorubas. They had to go and make a deal with Obasanjo that said, I will give you a leverage if you let me come back. Now, they say na criminal, they no criminal better be. thiefnubu will be seen a drug lord. Now, only him no fault for Obasanjo trick. That's why he was able to do a 2-term there and he became their lord. Go to Yoruba land that all these people controlled and go and point to any legacy of all of them. And they are called Yoruba leaders now because they surrounded another failure who has managed to what they call the state capture. That's what thiefnubu done. State capture. He was governor. There were people before him. Look at this. The people that built Lagos before thiefnubu, the people that actually did something before thiefnubu. Sure you get. Look at them. But what did thiefnubu do? He is an ordinary tax collector. Sorry, Jare, my brother, I kept you there for long. How are you?
Yeah, morning. Good evening, sir.
Bless you. Good evening. So you are live, Mabinujo. A lot of people can hear you now.
Yes, sir. Pinpoint Lori something because this afternoon, while you are on the Sunday sermon, show clip control so so I wrote under the comment section what exactly did Tinubu we knew little about history, but at least I shall go one pay at least
let them tell you which road thiefnubu constructed between 1999 and 2007. This exists. Go on.
Baba Jakonde did at least àwọn ilé Abẹ́sán ilé tó wà lábẹ́sán estate àwọn ilé Baba Jakonde wà ńbẹ̀. Gbogbo Amaruwa did something. Ẹjọ́ kí ni Tinubu ṣe within that 1999 to 2007?
He gave you Fashola. That's what he did, and he gave you Ambody.
Now, Fashola came. He built BRT.
And they said it's the blueprint. Oh, Bonnie, they said Tinubu has a blueprint for Lagos. They said, bring the copy. Let's see the copy of the blueprint. Nobody will bring anything. They said, look at Fashola, a planted flower. And look at that, all of that. But Baba, do you know something? He brought Lekki this. He brought that. These are the federal government facilitated approved projects where private sectors, you get, are investing in. Sure, you guys. Lagos as a former capital of Nigeria. The Lekki Seaport is a federal government project. The what do you call it? Some of what's that called again? Eco Atlantic City. It has nothing to do with Lagos. The dredging of the water, the refilling of the water, the reclaiming of the water, everything, right? Is federal government project approved. thiefnubu has nothing to do with that, but they keep repeating all the lies. Sure, you get. The Muritala Muhammad International Airport in Lagos was built by the federal government of Nigeria. The Lagos State Domestic Airport was built by the federal government of Nigeria. The Lagos, the busiest Lagos Ikorodu Road was built by the federal government of Nigeria. The port in Lagos was built by federal government of Nigeria. What else again? Marua came and rebuilt the Lagos State Secretariat. And also built the mass housing that you have in Alausa today. Sure, you get. What else again? Jakonde brought the BRT, but it wasn't called the BRT back then. It's called the mass transit. The mass transit. Yes. That was brought by Jakonde in the 80s. The man spent just 4 years.
Even recently, the national stadium, it wasn't built by him.
It never built anything. Go on. Tafawa Balewa Square. TDS. That is later renovated. It wasn't the one who built Tafawa Balewa Square. Look around, nothing. Absolute nothing for real. Exactly. Other than he created a tax collection system. Okay? He created the last man. Hang on, he created last man. They became terror on the road. Which one is last man again? No? Lagos State Transport Association, the Transport Authority, last man. He created lawman. They turned to extortionists. He created what else did he create? And they all turned to. Come on, Baba. Sorry, go on.
Okay, sir. My people, please, let's put on our thinking cap. This current government does not have anything for us. They keep recycling themselves, one after the other. Mr. Maigo, Nigeria is going to collapse. It's going to collapse at any time soon. Because
and it's not my fault, it's not your fault. It's not your creation, it's not my creation. It's the creation of these criminals that brought us here. And nobody should turn around and say they want to save us. Can you imagine? APC want to save us from APC. You're worried.
You're worried. You're worried, sir.
So, you turn around and say thiefnubu is trying to rescue us from APC. It will be your dealer. Igbo berry lefani.
I don't understand.
Worry.
Sir, Buhari government is one of the Oloriburuku government in the 21st century, sir.
They know it now.
In the right frame of time, Buhari shouldn't even be contesting for power at all. But if not, greed no allow. Buhari are supposed to destroy Nigeria to the comatose. See what is happening in the nation in the name of changing money.
Anyway.
The last Friday, money like a trek mile, like queue, the ATM. That's more after many hours. I was given 2,000 naira. Money, listen, or last thing, Friday because I told my guy that I was just Thursday could see 5 along me. I'm a queue filling station. I'm a queue. I want to buy PVC. I'm a queue for PVC. I want to buy the I'm a queue. What is she one? I be country as that. I'm like,
APC. I have never seen the shameless people like them in my life, Baba. Even though we all know that nobody can shame the shameless. Baba, even shameless suppose get small, tiny shame. You ruined the country, you destroyed everything, and you are still going about saying some people are not saying good thing about you. Bami Fadra sí pé ọkàn àtọkàn Buhari àtọkàn Tinubu àtọkàn gbogbo àwọn olórí burúkú APC yìí ọkàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀ tìrantìran. Like irú confidence wo nìyẹn náà? Can you even imagine that audacity? Somebody put Tinubu head cap, and he's there saying, "Why do you hate Tinubu, self? Tinubu is going to be your next president." Ara ló máa pa ẹ́.
Èmi ni mo mọ nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe fún fáàgbọ́n nǹkan tó ṣe fún mi tí má ti jí báyìí tí má ti mú sí báyìí mo máa ń ṣépè fún wọn ni wọ́n máa ń ṣépè fún wọn ni tí mo ṣe bí mo ṣe ń fi Ọlọ́run tó máa ń ṣépè fún wọn ni wọ́n máa ń ṣépè fún wọn. Ọlọ́run lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan.
You know something, Baba? They said that if you see any APC ẹgbẹ́kẹ́gbẹ́, you know this person is a member of APC ẹgbẹ́kẹ́gbẹ́. Are you with me? Don't say anything. Yes, don't try to engage them, okay? In that place, just say, wọ́n lọ́hùn. Ayé APC ò ní dá o. TBC tálárọ̀ bá ní kó dá FABC, alálẹ̀ ò ní jẹ́ kó dá fún wọn o. Ìfọ̀ lọ́hùn. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tó ń support APC yìí, òfò lómi ẹ̀kan ṣe, wọ́n máa dànù, wọ́n máa ṣòfò tọmọtọmọ ni o. You know something, Now, so they go, they quiet. And they will be inside you, Baba, inside you. Because they can't say them out, right? They will sit down and they will receive the courses on themselves. Do it free of charge anywhere where you see them. Not to argue with them. Just start, just bring up this character, this acting. Say, Even when people are going to say, sorry, ma, what happened? Are you okay, ma? I'm not okay, oh. No, okay, oh, for all the people supporting APC. Now, for them go do. If they start any business, they will lose. If they have any job, they will lose the jobs. Just do that around them and watch them melt away and say, ish, I'm going to leave this place. So now make this person the cause. They are not people that anybody should see. Yeah, come on.
Ní ìgbèríko mi, as in my surrounding, tí máa sọ fún yín pé àwọn tí máa bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bá ṣe máa emancipate ara wa kúrò ní conglomeration Nigeria òṣìṣẹ́ yìí. Majority wọn máa sọ pé àwọn ń tẹ̀lé Tinubu. Tí máa wọ́n wọn látòkè délẹ̀ ẹ̀sà ẹni tí ò tí mu gàrí ni o, kò tí mu gàrí ni o. Wọ́n á máa béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ mi. Mo ní ẹnu kan tó máa sọ fún wọn, mo ní kò sí wàhálà. Tinubu olóṣì yẹn á wọlé. Tó bá bí ìyá láyé ẹ̀dá, wá béèrè ọdẹ náà lọ́wọ́ mi. Wàláì kò ní yẹ.
Idris, my own time is also wrapping up, and I would want to take one more call, but at the same time, Mo will just rest time like that. Here you get a borola so for Molua bitoba denu ya kodi a whole one. Well, anyway, where you here tonight, if not the insult part of it, you actually heard for the last what do you call it, for the last 150 minutes. Fair enough. It didn't come empty. I mean, you're not living empty-handed. Here you get. But the bottom line is that this week that we are in, this particular week, when they begin to eat themselves, make one olori brukuma shanfani ashire kono kon ye kon they say Yoruba ronu because of thiefnubu to ba fe gbepe o ma change oju sepe fun eni o ma change oju sepe fun e o ma mo e o. So don't come here with all your Yoruba ronu nonsense. So now the time be this so, and at the same time make una dey pray say the tide change, because make I tell you something. Are you with me? After throwing Yorubas under the bus for 7.5 years for the porridge that thiefnubu, Bokwari is offering them, and the rest of you Luriburuku Mashanfanis that are also propagating this failure all over the place because you could use Yorubas as a leverage. Emma Badurao, make Bokwari change his mind. Make Bokwari help you get call you in. If anything should happen, and your call lule. And you know, say my own ija is not ija of a physical violence. And here, see the microphone. Now the thing where they make you get to start masturbating in public. See this microphone and this camera. They are the reasons why you have to spend your evening with me, because you have to do something to defend the criminals, the thiefnubu and gang. Now look at how powerful it is. Violence ni o se bere ni o ke ya ma gbàdúrà next 20 days ki miracle ṣẹlẹ̀ ni o tí gbogbo ẹ bá lulẹ̀ gbà. The same way I promised you when they wanted to do your primary, and you know what happened? Kalu found his way within the APC. Egbekegbe beat everybody, beat Bokwari, beat everybody where they plan against them. Got landslide. You better they pray for landslide too. Again, 20 days time. And you know, it doesn't even matter. Even if they can't do it, they can't say, now call you be your president. That one can't be láàrin àwa méjèèjì o. Ìjà ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ Pro Max. It's never going to be over. You know why? Because the same way I screamed, I scrammed, I did everything then to say, these people go be danger that will eventually put my life, your life, our lives in danger, and it's happened. It has happened. So don't even think don't think say, yeah, you this Mayegun. When they declare thiefnubu as your next president, you will go away. It's a mistake. For life, we just pray that way. The only time where you no go hear from me again, and when we say I don't die, I know they here again, and I know I don't have control over that. I will warn you. I will continue to warn you. I'll be persistent. I'll be like, you know. I just say pray, say, Kolu and the Bokwari, they settle their whatever. Share you get. Ti breaking is Ibasokwe. Gang, fellow Nigerians. It go be like say na thiefnubu plan the coup. Una go they look for pity and when you show pity small now, I'm saying all of this so that time will not come. And you'll be like, Mayegun, why can't you? You know a Yoruba man. Ma shake pe fun eni o, ma beg pe fun eni. Would you me that? In all of this, I no dey any pressure. I am just here to record everything in the diary. Here you get 20 days. 20 days. Lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ dem a be flag Yoruba Nation to everywhere. Thiefnubu ma wo aṣọ Yoruba Nation meeting come a day. Just pray pé kí Buhari go deliver. If Buhari no deliver, Tinta, pow. I'll see you some other time. So meanwhile, don't live without liking, okay? I'm a nice person, by the way, okay? I'm very blunt and straightforward, and I could say things that will make you feel like, oh, come on, Mayegun, don't say that. No, I'll say that. I'll say anything. But take all of that away. I am a very good teacher. Ask around. You know, when people say, oh, I will do you, we don't get shame. Say, Baba, what do you mean that you don't? I say, ask around thee. Ask around thee. We know get shame to insult criminals. Talk on them. We not get respect. When you talk about the criminals in Nigeria, we don't get any respect. Ask around. But nevertheless, I'm a very nice person. Very nice and straightforward as well. I'll see you some other time. And thank you to everyone who actually participated tonight. Tima Jackie, I've been told that you love pulling my legs. Sometimes, I would say, may they careful. The time we would press that button of may I just press the sarcasm button. Here you get. So for tonight, it's been a sort of a wonderful night. I want to believe tomorrow is going to be another one. In all you do, don't ever set yourself up to be duped, scammed, and manipulated by these criminals and their crumb chasers, eating miscreants on social media. If you set yourself up, they will dupe you, they will scam you, they will manipulate you, they will come dump you when they are done with you. Now only you go to cry, they cry. I don't get any emotion to share with them. And I hope you will probably stop or even withdraw the ones you are sharing already. Again, enjoy your evening and good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.